On Tuesday, May 10th, thousands of West Virginians are proudly voting for George Miller in the 90th Delegate District because he is the true On Tuesday, May 10th, thousands of West Virginians are proudly voting for George Miller in the 90th Delegate District because he is the true conservative.
George Miller is pro-life, pro-guns, and pro-police. He has the same conservative bedrock values that you do.
George Miller is endorsed by West Virginians for Life and the West Virginia Farm PAC. He defends our Second Amendment rights. Because he's one of us, George Miller co-sponsored successful legislation to help reduce overdose deaths. He works hard to bring new businesses and jobs to the 90th Delegate District.
George Miller, pro-life, pro-guns, pro-police.
In the Republican primary on Tuesday, May 10th, we ask that you consider this true conservative we are proud to call Delegate George Miller.
Paid for by Mountain State Values, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road.
As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Heffley, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Heffley has such a great reputation in this community.
I ride with Heffley Motor Company, so you should too.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your four-state roofing solution, reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 6 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Safdar Akbar, Emergency Medicine. Physician's Assistant Misty Hunsater, Interventional Radiology. Nurse Practitioner Elena Diggs, Urgent Care. Physician's Assistant Catherine Lee, Emergency Medicine. Psychiatrist David Marks, Family Medicine, Psychology. And Physician's Assistant Stephanie Mabey, Neurology. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
I'm Jason Barrett. I'm running for state senate because I believe it's time to build an even better West Virginia. That starts with a less burdensome tax policy, reliable internet service, a strong education system, and a robust tourism industry. I believe this building starts right here in Jefferson and Berkeley counties. I ask for your support and your vote in the May 10th Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends of Jason Barrett.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
The following is a special sports broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. Play ball! It's time for the fun and excitement of West Virginia high school baseball. Today's game is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda of Winchester, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mountaineer Grill and Pub, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Modern Realty Results, Kent Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, and the Skinner Law Firm.
And now for the pregame show. Let's go out to the field and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Welcome out to P.O. Faulkner Park here as we get you ready for another night of EPAC baseball action. We're here for the Cody's Body Shop countdown to first pitch. Brought to you by Cody's Body Shop at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, where you get the work done right the first time. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. Spencer Dupuy, Nick Verzolini, and Trip Tobin, happy to have you with us. Dylan Bishop and John Alderton are cameramen this evening, and back in the studio is Colin McLaughlin and Nick. Hall of Fame night here for Martinsburg. We're on about 20 minutes earlier than we usually are because we're going to take the full ceremony here from the PA around 6:30. But a big EPAC matchup tonight between Martinsburg and Musselman that potentially has got some implications on seeding coming up next week with the coaches' vote for sectionals and the regional seedings. But Martinsburg with the big win last night here on senior night, and Musselman falling in Virginia to 5A power Stonebridge 8-4. Martinsburg with a 6-0 victory. What's your initial thoughts about this contest?
Like you said, it's an important game for the seeding, but it does seem like Martinsburg, Jefferson, Washington have separated themselves a little bit from the rest of the Eastern Panhandle in terms of you'd probably put those as your top three, just don't really know which order. And I think Musselman's right there in that fourth spot. A win tonight, though, does make you think about Musselman as potentially jumping into the top three because they just beat Martinsburg. They just had a really good game against Jefferson that they could have won. So this is a good Musselman team. I think a lot of people kind of have overlooked them all year, and they should give the Bulldogs a great fight. Two good pitchers on the mound. And looking forward to this matchup, and it has a lot to do with what we're going to see in the EPAC this year.
Yeah, definitely. And last night, a lot of things happened. One thing that happened was Hudson Clement broke the steals record for the single-season steals with 37. I caught up with him about an hour or so ago, and here's the interview. All right, we're here with Hudson Clement, the new single-season stolen base record holder here in Martinsburg, and obviously, going into the game yesterday, you were 2 away from holding the record, and obviously it was on your mind. You got a single there to lead off the game, and you stole second, then you stole third, and you got to keep the base.
Yeah, it was a great moment. I was more worried about just trying to get on, make sure I got on to see if I could steal, and I got on first at bat, and Coach, I knew he knew I was close, and everyone knew I was close, so he gave me the green light for second, and then I gave him a look at third, and he gave me the same look back that we both knew what we had to do, and he gave me the green light again, and I took off and I got it, and it was a great moment.
And talking to Coach Byler yesterday, he said normally in most situations he wouldn't give you the double green light there, and obviously knew you were close to that milestone. How long have you kind of been tracking this over the last couple weeks?
It started as a few of the buddies on the team just talking about it towards the beginning when I got up around 15, 16, and they knew I was on pace, and I was like, yeah, it'd be cool, but I didn't know if I was going to get it, and once it got closer and closer and closer, and I knew I was going to be able to get it, it was really cool, and lots of the guys kept track and made sure I knew I was close and everything, so it meant a lot.
What was that feeling like on senior night in front of all your friends and family?
That was the best. I mean, to get that record is amazing, but to get it in front of everyone on senior night, and my grandparents came down here, so that was a great feeling overall.
All right, Hudson, congrats.
Thank you.
All right, that was Hudson Clement, the new stolen base leader at Martinsburg High School. And we'll take our first 3-minute break on the Cody's Body Shop countdown to first pitch. After this 3-minute break, you'll hear from Musselman head coach, Coach Hartman, and then a 30-second break. And then after that, you'll hear from Martinsburg head coach Aaron Byler. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 3.
Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Hartman, and Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Hartman, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers, or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. It's now time for the coaches' interviews brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you're looking for some fun nightlife and some great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. Now we'll hear from head coach for the Musselman Appleman, Josh Hartman. Nick caught up with him just a little bit ago.
Now joined by the head coach of the Musselman Appleman, Josh Hartman. Coach, your team coming off of a loss yesterday to Stonebridge, but definitely a very quality team that you got to play out of Virginia. So what were you guys able to do yesterday to at least work on some things as you get really into the final stretch of the regular season?
I mean, anytime you go play a good quality program like Stonebridge, I mean, they got some history there as well. Giving yourself an opportunity to win games, an opportunity to play in ball games, going down there playing a quality opponent, helping us, preparing us for games like tonight. So hopefully by doing those things will help us for tonight. Didn't get to win, so you always wonder how that's going to affect the kids coming out the next day. But like I said, I'm happy with what we're doing, and hopefully we'll be ready to go tonight.
Last time you were on TV10 and WRNR, you had a tough game against Jefferson. You know, came down to just a few balls not bouncing your way, but it does show that your team is really close to breaking through and being a contender in this conference when you battle a team like that. And how important, or I guess what are you looking for the guys to do tonight against another quality team in the EPAC in Martinsburg?
Be there to the end. You know, you want to have quality innings from your starting pitchers. You want to have quality at bats from your batters, and coming down to the 6th, 7th inning, you want to have an opportunity to give yourself a chance to win a ball game, and hopefully we are able to do that tonight.
Stevens is on the mound for you again tonight, and he's pitched really well for you this year. What are you looking for him against this Martinsburg lineup that the last 2 games has hit the ball better than they really have all season, 22 hits in their past 2 games?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a tough thing to deal with when the quality of bats that they are putting up. But he's ready for it. This kid's prepped pretty much his whole high school career for opportunities in games like tonight. So he's a pretty good big game pitcher. So hopefully he'll come up tonight and do the things that I know he's capable of doing.
And for them, they're throwing Caleb Edwards, a guy that I'm sure you guys are familiar with and you know is a really good pitcher in this conference. So what are you kind of telling your batters at the plate heading into this game?
Patience. Try to hit your pitch. Look for your pitch. Try to work the count a little bit. Try to get quality at bats, quality swings. Don't chase his pitches, and have a good approach to the plate when you get 2 strikes. And hopefully they'll get that done tonight. We saw him 3 times last year. Every time we played him, we saw him. So for most of these guys, it's not a new pitcher for him. They've seen him, and hopefully, of course, it's a whole new year, but hopefully we're ready and able to hit against him tonight.
All right, Coach, thank you, and good luck tonight.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good broadcast.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Now joined
We're here with Coach Byler, getting ready for a big EPAC matchup tonight. Last Friday night EPAC matchup of the season. Had senior night last night, Hall of Fame night tonight. A lot of stuff happened last night, a lot of things to unpack when you're thinking about the game from last night. But what did you take away from senior night as a coach?
Well, I think it was just great that we could get all 8 seniors involved last night. It was especially special for Hudson to be able to break the stolen base record, and it was nice for DJ Triggs to be able to get the win, and then another senior and Joe Paulson gets to make kind of a rehab appearance. So, I didn't think we played all that well overall, but, given the circumstances, I think it was a good win, and just glad to get all those guys involved.
And looking forward to tonight for you guys on the mound. You have Caleb Edwards, 7-day kind of thing. But you said he's kind of getting ready to get back out there full speed. What do you expect from him tonight on the mound?
Well, just expect him to do what he's done all year, and that's kind of dominate the strike zone, throw all 3 pitches for strikes, and just make sure he keeps his composure. I think tonight's going to be one of those games where we tell our kids all the time, don't get too high and don't get too low. I think there'll be a lot of emotion tonight, especially with what could be on the line as far as seating, especially with Hall of Fame and the big crowd expected. So I just need him to do what he's done all year and not try to do too much.
A couple tinkering with the lineup here. You give Asanovich the opportunity to DH tonight, get off his legs there with the DH you have tomorrow, and you throw Paulson in left and Wilton right.
Yeah, I think, it's just kind of Matt's day for a day off. He can't catch every day. That's just the way it works. But Landon's a very capable catcher and will do a nice job. The thinking there with Paulson and Wilt is Wilson's probably a little bit better outfielder. You want to keep Paulson's bat in the lineup. Typically Caleb's, a fastball thrower that throws very well, so expect the Musselman to be a little late, especially early on, first couple times through the lineup. So you figure more balls will probably be hit to right field. With that said, they may turn on everything and hit everything to Joe, but Joe's very capable too. And looking at your opponent, Musselman, they've quietly put together a pretty good season, and they had faced a tough test last night in Virginia. They fell by 4 runs, but Dylan Stephen on the mound for them tonight. Yeah, we expected Dylan to throw tonight. I've seen some clips and some games of him throwing. He seems to be doing a very, very nice job for them. They're obviously playing pretty well. We've done our homework on them. I think we have some, Kurt Zarnecki does a great job with our pitchers. He's got a plan in place, and we'll go attack him. Our hitters have to be patient, make sure Dylan throws strikes, which obviously he has been doing, especially when you look how many strikeouts he's had. So we have to make sure we limit our strikeouts at the same time being patient. sometimes that's kind of hard to get in the minds of high school kids. But, I think our guys are swinging it real well right now, and we're excited.
All right, Coach, best of luck tonight. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, Spencer.
That was head coach Aaron Byler for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Those were your coaches' interviews brought to you by Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg. If you're looking for some fun nightlife and great food at affordable prices, then dine in at Laddie's or carry out by calling them at 304-263-5233. We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll come back. We'll get you a little maybe EPAC baseball roundup or Tripp's thoughts on tonight's game, and then we'll get into the Hall of Fame ceremony. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Sally Hardy. I am asking you to re-elect John Hardy to the West Virginia House. John is my husband of 24 years and an amazing dad to our daughters. I am proud of this hardworking man who runs a successful business, gives back to the community, and is our valuable delegate. John Hardy is a man of values with a heart of service, and he cares about moving West Virginia forward. Re-elect my husband, John Hardy. Visit Delegate John Hardy on Facebook.
Paid for by candidate.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner Park as we get ready for the Hall of Fame ceremony for Martinsburg High School. You're on the Cody's Body Shop countdown to first pitch. And Tripp, now you were absent in the beginning of the broadcast. Didn't realize what time it was to come up here. But big EPAC matchup tonight between these two teams, and really probably means a lot for regional seeding.
Yeah, well, when you guys first went on, I was down there in the dugout talking to Coach Hartman and some of the players, talking about last night's game with Stonebridge and just about this game. And they're silently, confident over there. They're playing the underdog role pretty well coming in. But I don't think by any means that they are, an underdog when it comes to man-for-man matchup, especially when we look at, Edwards against Stevens with the numbers he's put up. And we know that in high school baseball, a pitcher can dominate a game. So look for these two pitchers, to see to go out there and really compete. Probably a quick moving game's going to be at Martinsburg. Speed certainly could play into this game tonight. It could be the difference, because they do match up well defensively. The pitchers match up well, and the hitting, they both teams hit up and down the lineup. So it could come down to some speed, maybe some some of those things like that. But it's going to look. I'm looking. This could be, the sectional championship by all means. The way things have been shaping up this year.
Nick, you want to do a quick EPAC baseball roundup?
Sure. And earlier today, already a game that went final. Spring Mills defeats Hedgesville 4-3. Big game for Herndon. He goes 4 for 4 in the ball game. 2 runs scored, and he goes all 7 innings on the mound. 4 hits, 7 strikeouts.
Those were brought to you by EPAC Baseball Roundup, brought to you by Burke Schultz Harmon Jenkinson. Over 120 years combined experience with accident, injury, and disability lawyers. Go to burkeandschultz.com or call them at 304-263-0900. We play hardball. So we wait here to turn it over to the PA, and we'll do that.
Jefferson also beat Pendleton.
Good evening and
today,
welcome to P.O. Faulkner Park.
All right, we'll turn it over to the PA for the Hall of Fame ceremony.
Tonight we have the honor of inducting our Hall of Fame class. At this time, we will turn it over to Principal Trent Sherman.
Hey, good evening, folks, and thanks for coming out tonight to our 13th annual Martinsburg High School Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We have a great class of inductees tonight. Before we get started here, I want to share with you a little bit the process of how we got to this point. Our Hall of Fame committee gets together every fall to review applications that we have received and vote on inductees. As a result of that process, we're inducting our 13th Hall of Fame here tonight. We started in 2009. We have 102 inductees in our Hall of Fame, and Martinsburg High School will graduate our 144th class this May. So that's less than one inductee per year. So we know that there are other folks out there who deserve to be inducted into our Hall of Fame. So we need you to nominate those individuals so we can get them in there. How do you nominate them? You go to our website. Under Activities and Programs, there is a Hall of Fame application, and you can print that off and nominate some of the great folks that have graduated from Martinsburg High School. This evening's Hall of Fame inductees will be receiving the signature arm blazer, a ring, a lifetime pass to MHS events. Also, there will be a plaque placed in our Hall of Fame trophy case that includes their picture and a list of the few of their accomplishments that were the driving force behind their induction into the MHS Hall of Fame. At this time, I want to introduce to you one of our Hall of Fame committee members and a Hall of Fame inductee, Wanda Miller.
Good evening. I have had the privilege to meet all of the inductees with the exception of 1 year. I've also had the honor of introducing them to the community. I've introduced former students, co-workers, former co-workers, and total strangers, but the one thing I can say is they've all been fantastic people and a part of the Martinsburg Bulldog family. So without further ado, let's get started. Our first inductee is in the contributor category, and it is Michael Burns. Michael Burns was a member of the class of 1975. His dedication to the school, and particularly the basketball program, was noteworthy. Upon graduation, Mike worked at Coach's Supply Sporting Goods. He then started what was to be a lengthy career in security, working at City Hospital and then Shenandoah University. Mr. Burns became Coach Rogers' right-hand man during basketball season. He helped manage the team, kept stats, organized equipment, and notified the media of scores and stats. He continued in this role until poor health made it impossible for him to continue. Mike loved being around the basketball program and had an impact on many players' lives. Accepting on his behalf is Coach Dave Rogers.
Wanda, thank you. She took all my lines that I was going to tell you, but let me first of all congratulate all the inductees tonight. What an honor and accomplishment for everyone. And I am here representing Michael Burns, and we want to thank the Hall of Fame committee. And like Wanda said, he did graduate in the class of 75, and she told you where he worked. To be selected as a member of the Hall of Fame on the contributor side, your question would be, what contributions have you made to Martinsburg High School? And Mike gave freely of his time, many hours spent, and they made a difference with young people. That was the key. He would do anything in his power to help anyone. He lost a leg to sugar, but that didn't stop him from being there on a daily basis with our basketball program. He would eventually lose his other leg and his life to complications with sugar. Mike passed away June 2nd, 2019 at the age of 62. And like Wanda said, when he graduated after 1975, he joined our practice, and he was statistician, equipment, anything you asked Mike to do, he would do it. He loved being around sports and players, and they would call him Coach Burns. Mike always said that the 2009 state basketball champion team was one of his favorites because of the relationship that he had with the players. Mike was a great influence and mentor to our young people. He loved all sports. He would be here tonight at this game. You could find him at the football game on the visitors' side on the front row, so he didn't have to climb the bleachers. He would be so proud of this award and honor that we know Mike is up in heaven looking down with a big smile on his face. So Mike, this is for you.
Our next inductee is Harriet Johnson. Harriet Johnson was a member of the class of 1967. Harriet wore many hats. She waitressed while a college student, was a Verizon employee for 37 years, and sold real estate, being one of the longest licensed female realtors in West Virginia. But the position she was proudest of was being elected the first female mayor of the city of Martinsburg. Harriet was extremely proud of her community, serving on the city council and being an active member of Main Street Martinsburg. She created a strong bond with city residents and city workers and was a presence at most events taking place in Martinsburg. Commenting on her election as mayor, Harriet said, "It's time for a woman, and big things are going to happen here." Her term was cut short by her untimely death, but many of her visions live on. Accepting on behalf of Harriet Johnson is Michaela Kersey.
Harriet's husband Tom's unable to be here tonight due to his health, and I'm here with several of her friends to thank you all for your parts for this honor. Harriet was mayor of Martinsburg for a little less than a year, but during that time she passed away very suddenly, and as most of you know, she was always promoting the city of Martinsburg, and that included Martinsburg High School. We know that she would be very honored and proud to be inducted into the Hall of Fame of her beloved alma mater. So on behalf of us and her, thank you.
Our next inductee is Steve Roach. Steve Roach is a member of the class of 1975. During his high school years, Steve was an accomplished wrestler, winning the CVAL title and qualifying for the state wrestling championship. He informed me this evening that if we look on the Wall of Fame in the old gym, his name is there. Steve is a lifelong resident of Berkeley County, growing up in a house within shouting distance of MHS. He graduated from Shepherd University and joined the family business Roach Oil. Steve's parents were both well known for their community involvement, and he continues their legacy. Through his business and personal contributions, Mr. Roach has supported the community and school in many ways, including donations, volunteer support, and outreach. His dedication to the community is well documented, and his efforts have made the community a better place to live. Steve Roach.
Thank you, Wanda. I must say I'm very, very happy to be here accepting this honor in person. And if I'd have written that, I would have included there that I am not the famous Steve Roach. Steve Roach graduated in 2002 from Martinsburg High School and is a super football player. So we get a little confused sometimes, but I'll do my best to fill in. I'm very, very pleased to be here, part of the, to join this honorary group of the Martinsburg High School Hall of Fame. Dedicated coaches, past student athletes, and the all-important supporters and fans of Bulldogs athletics and academics. As a youth, you can learn a lot about life from your coaches and teammates. And Wanda mentioned wrestling. Well, like a lot of kids, I started out, I was going to be a big basketball star. And the deal was at home that you had to do something in kind of sports when you got into high school or junior high school in those days. So they had a sign posted there that, basketball tryouts. So I took a shot at that, and I made the basketball team, Dave. And I knew I wasn't good enough to play for Dave Rogers or much anybody else. So after one season on the basketball court, the next year the basketball coach came before his tryouts. He goes, "Steve, I got an idea. The guys over at the high school, they're looking for some wrestlers, and I think you'd be a pretty good wrestler. So it's kind of like the Marines. They're looking for just a few good men, and I think you might be one of them." So I hung up my basketball shoes and marched across the street and joined the wrestling team. So that was a lesson I learned, that when one door closes, sometimes another door opens. So as an athlete and as a member of the community, just remember that. And again, I want to thank the committee, and it's a great honor to be a member of the Hall of Fame. Thank you, Wanda.
We are now moving to the athletic class, and our first inductee there is Curtis Ferguson. Curtis Ferguson is a member of the class of 1987. He was a three-sport letterman participating in football, basketball, and track. Curtis had the privilege of playing for Martinsburg Hall of Fame coaches Dave Rogers, Ron Gray, and Vic Holmes. Curtis was a two-year letterman in football. He received Team MVP, All-State, All-Morning Herald, All-Tri-State, and all CVAL honors while playing for Coach Dorn. Curtis played 2 years of varsity basketball. During this time, he was able to help lead his team to winning records in both seasons and to the state tournament as a junior. Curtis was team captain his senior year and achieved the following awards: Team MVP, Martinsburg Journal MVP, All-State Honors, All-Morning Herald, All-Tri-State, and all CVAL honors. Curtis was a three-year letterman in track under Coach Ron Gray. In his senior year, he was a state qualifier in two events, the 4x1 relay and the long jump. Curtis played college football for two NCAA College Football Hall of Fame coaches, Coach Billy Joe at Central State University in Wilberforce, Ohio, where his team was the HBCU National Champions in 1987, and Coach Jerry Moore at Appalachian State University in Boone, North Carolina, from which he graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in electronic technology. Curtis has worked for 20 years for two major automotive companies and is a military veteran, having served 5 years in the 167th West Virginia Air National Guard. Curtis has 4 brothers and 3 sisters, all of whom graduated from Martinsburg High School. He is married to Alice Ferguson, who is a 1993 graduate of MHS, and together they have raised 5 children and have 1 grandchild. He says he's a bulldog for life. Curtis Ferguson.
All right, thank you, Wanda. First of all, I want to thank God for being here. Thank Him for this day. Thank Him for all He's done for me. I put the bio out there because I just wanted to let people know that when you get honors like that, you just don't get them by yourself. I was very fortunate enough from a child up to have great training, great mentors, great coaches, not only through when I was at Martinsburg High School, but also when I was in college. I learned a lot from all of them, but I also had good teachers too. So I really relished the fact that I was a student athlete. I knew that the sports was going to end one day and that you're going to have something to fall back on. So I made sure that I stayed consistent with my academics and athletics. And the teachers at Martinsburg High School, they put a lot of knowledge in me that enabled me to go to Division I schools and pick up and not miss a beat. I was able to do the work and excel to the point where I did get my bachelor's degree. I also have my master's degree. And I was also, it's a good thing because you influence others. Not only do I have my bachelor's and master's, but my 4 brothers, there's 5 of us. We all have our bachelor's degrees and master's degrees. And I relish that. And not only that, they were athletes also. But I had a great support system. My family, my mother, who's not here today, she's actually 68 years old, starting another career, and she's like, Curtis, I can't make it. That's fine. You take care of what you have to take care of. My father, he's here. My father was probably my biggest critic when I played sports, but he was also, I think, my biggest fan. And I can appreciate that for him, Mr. Andrew Lee. Thank my sisters, Kathy, Andrea, and Jennifer, and then also my brothers who are here. Spencer and Freddie are here. Dougie couldn't make it, and I don't know if Mike showed up. I also want to thank my children. Like you said, I have 5 children. They're my heart. Everything I do is for them. I try to pour into them what was poured into me. And then also I used to coach in the area, so I tried to pour into those kids. And a lot of those kids were actually on some of these championship teams. So even though I didn't win a championship in high school, I feel like I have one anyway. Plus, I'm part of the Bulldog family, so I got it by default. So that's a good thing. I'd like to thank those who recommended me. I want to talk about my wife, Allison Ferguson. I've been talking about this for years, and she was like, enough's enough. We're putting in. So she actually put the nomination in and recommended me. And then also some of the guys, people that were very influential in my life, who gave me letters of recommendation. Pat Murphy, my uncle Ronnie, who I tried to emulate. He went on to Akron and played football stuff. Always looked up to him, and thank you for that. And then, of course, I always say this, my coach, this man right here, Dave Rogers. Dave Rogers, he let me do some things, do my thing, but within the team concept. And also was able to put some skills and some fundamentals in me that I was able to carry on. And even though I didn't play basketball in college, I was able to translate a lot of those attributes over into football. And then, of course, get the education, get the good jobs, and be that kind of inspiration for others. So with that, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out this evening. And one more of my mentors, Raymond Johnson, I'll leave it to what he would say. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Have a nice day.
Our next inductee is another member of the Ferguson family, Raymond Ferguson. Raymond Ferguson is a member of the class of 1967. He was a 3-sport letterman, playing football, baseball, and running track. His brother Ronnie, also a Hall of Fame member, always asserted that his brother was the better athlete and was a more deserving candidate for recognition. Mr. Ferguson is a Vietnam veteran and also served in the Army Reserves for 8 years. He retired from a position as a U.S. Postal Inspector after 31 years on the job. Raymond still participates in sports, receiving medals in the Senior Olympics and high praise in the 2022 military bowling tournament. He is active in his church, serving as a senior deacon. This is a quote from Raymond's brother Ronnie. "I knew my brother was special. He has been a good role model, and he is my hero." Raymond Ferguson.
Thank everyone for coming out. It's a lot to beat. It's a very special night because I get to go in with my nephew, and that's all good. But first of all, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected to go into the Martinsburg High School Hall of Fame. I want to thank all of you for coming out to help me celebrate this occasion. This is something that, even though I'm going in, that I couldn't do it alone. I give it all up to my teachers here at Martinsburg High School. My football line, I seen one of my linemen, my pulling guard, Larry Hart, today, and it was a very, very pleasant sight. Many other people deserve this medal who aren't with us today, and I only wish that our parents were here to celebrate this with us. But I know they're looking down upon us. One of the main things that came out of our household was education. Education was a big part of all of our success. Education will be a big part of your success. I am humble and appreciative of this award and of all you coming out to help me celebrate this award. And I thank you. Go Bulldogs.
Our next inductee is Ron Porterfield. Ron Porterfield is a member of the class of 1956. He was a three-sport athlete all 4 years in high school. He was the center for the basketball team and was known for his scoring ability, particularly as a foul shooter. He played right end on the 1955 undefeated football team, and that year was named all-sectional player for both football and basketball. His specialty in track was the 440, but he also was a member of many of the relay teams. After graduation, Ron attended WVU and Shepherd College. He served in the Air National Guard from 1958 to 1964. He worked in his family business, a Studebaker dealership, from 1959 to 1968, and then established his own business, Porterfield's Car Wash, which he operated for the next 41 years. As an adult, Mr. Porterfield has been a faithful supporter of MHS sports, contributing financially and also attending whatever event his children or grandchildren were participating in at that time. Ron is a pilot, having his instrument, commercial, and flight instructor rating. He enjoys bowling and golfing in his spare time. Ron and his wife Joanne have 5 children, 7 grandchildren, and 1 great-granddaughter. Mr. Porterfield says, "I feel I have accomplished so much in this short lifetime. Life does go by way too fast. I want to give credit to my family for always being there in my life. where would we be without them? Ron Porterfield.
Good evening, and thank everybody for being here, and members of the Martinsburg Hall of Fame, and the fellow inductees and family. This is a great honor to be selected for the Martinsburg High School Hall of Fame, and I will be joining some of my teammates on the Martinsburg football team. In 1954, we had our first undefeated and untied team, and also, I'll be joining my former coaches. All three of them are in the Martinsburg High School Hall of Fame. That's George Whitaker, Paul Flick, and John Colby. These people have had a positive influence on my life. And I'd like to go to my family. First, my mother, Virginia Wolf. She was a graduate in Martinsburg in 1937. And I am the firstborn of 4 children, so Mom didn't get to go see my football and basketball games and track meets, but she did keep a scrapbook of all my games, and that's where my eldest daughter, Rhonda Michelle Porterfield Hall, came in, and that's the reason I'm here tonight. Is Rhonda, thank you very much. And again, I am honored to be part of the Martinsburg High School Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Our final inductee is Ralph Woogie Powell. Mr. Powell was a member of the class of 1945. He played football in 42, 43, and 44, and ran track in 1943. Ralph was a star for the Bulldogs, often headlined in the local paper as Slinging Woogie Powell. He was coached by the legendary John Coburn. After serving in the military, Woog returned to Martinsburg and played for the semi-pro football team, the Spitfires, from 1948 to 1953. Game day saw hundreds of fans converging on what is now Oatsdale Park. In later years, Mr. Powell coached youth football. He prepared many Bulldog players for their high school athletic careers. He followed them on the field as a faithful spectator until age made it impossible for him to do so. Mr. Powell retired from Corning Glass Works but continued to be a supporter of MHS. He assisted his wife in her role as the Alumni Association's historian for a job that she held for 29 years. Mr. Powell learned of his induction into the MH Hall of Fame shortly before his death. Accepting on his behalf is his nephew, Pastor Tim Butler.
I saw that coming. I want to thank you so much for honoring my uncle, Ralph Woogie Powell, by inducting him into the Hall of Fame. And there goes my notes. I knew that would happen. And without my notes, I'm lost, so I need to have them. He grew up on Raleigh Street, and in that what is now that a bright blue stucco home, if you are making your way from Wilson Street to the high school, and that's where he grew up. And he lived at 1009 New York Avenue with his wife Edie of 75 years since 1960. Both just passed away recently. And it was just said Woogie played for the Bulldogs from 42 through 44, and he was indeed called Slinging Woogie Powell, sort of after Slinging Sammy Ball for the Redskins. As a kid, and even as an adult, I would love it when my uncle would break out his old scrapbook, and in that scrapbook were all kinds of notes and newspaper clippings of his on-field exploits. And one article said that he may very well have been the best player to ever wear the orange and black. Now, that's way back in the 1940s, so I'm not jumping on anybody there. But he played for the Spitfires, as was said. That's a semi-pro team, and that was a big deal. And Oatsdale Park received their floodlights and bleachers and all kinds of things, getting things going for that place there. He coached youth, the Midget League, as they were called in that day, 49ers, and coached many Martinsburg players that came along later. Now, I remember Woog for coming to my house almost every Wednesday evening in the summer to play softball and also to play football or whatever, but the kids in the neighborhood could not wait till my uncle arrived. And although you'll have to forgive me, I played football for Musselman, okay, during that time era, on Friday nights, he came to the south end of the county to watch me play football. When I submitted his nomination for the Hall of Fame, he was still alive and doing very well. And in that submission, I said I thought it would be a great thing to see a 94-year-old sort of living legend, a great and living representative of a time and an era gone by to come out and stand here and to speak to you. But Woogie was fine mentally and physically, really, up until just a little while before his passing. I got word that he was accepted into the Hall of Fame when he was on his hospital bed in his home. And it was just shortly before his passing. I wanted him to know of this honor, so what I did, and I'll let the notes fly, it doesn't matter. What I did is I ran a copy of all the inductees and gave him it. I framed it, and it was a really wonderful thing because about a week before he died, I presented him that framed copy of that. And I said, Woog, you're in the Hall of Fame. And he stared at it, and he stared at it, and then he looked at me, and he said, am I in? And I said, yes, Woog, you're in. And he was deeply moved. There were tears in his eyes, and I told him, I said, Woog, I'll stand up for you. I'll speak on your behalf. He was overcome with emotion. And so I stand here today, honored to represent Woogie Powell, member of the Martinsburg Hall of Fame. Thank you very much.
Well, congratulations to all these who've been inducted into the Hall of Fame. Some great history here tonight. Hearing from these guys. Again, we need nominations, so please go to our website, print off the nomination form, and get that into us. Let's play ball.
All right, well, that concludes the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. What we'll do right now is we'll step aside for a 2-minute break. On the other side of that 2-minute break, we'll get you ready for first pitch with starting lineups. You've been tuned in to the Cody's Body Shop countdown to first pitch, brought to you by Cody's Body Shop at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, where you get the work done right the first time. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. We'll be back in 2 minutes to get things started here from P.O. Faulkner Park.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices. And we've made buying a new car easier than ever with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
Play ball! The pregame is over, and we're ready for today's opening pitch and the play-by-play. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Cody's Auto Body, Laddie's Bar and Grill, Trips Flooring, The Mortgage Center, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, The Heffley Motor Company, The Palace Lounge, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, Milestone Realty, and by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers.
So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here as we get you set for first pitch, which I'm assuming may be delayed even longer. They're warming back up, I guess?
Yeah, I think they're going to go out there and toss a little bit. It was a pretty lengthy layoff there for them just to come out and play, so get the pitchers warmed up. I see Stevens down there back in the bullpen. I would assume Martinsburg bullpen's full over there. I don't see Edwards out there, so giving the pitchers a chance to get warmed up, get those muscles, get those juices flowing, get those muscles stretched out again after that break. So looks like we're going to be a little while. We haven't even had the plate meeting yet.
Trip, able to see some Hall of Famers. I don't know how familiar you are with any of them, but
yeah. I mean, when they got into the older crew there, but Curtis Ferguson's a couple years ahead of me in school, just a outstanding athlete, and multi-sports, basketball, football, baseball. He played many. Actually, his brothers, Dougie, he had mentioned, and Freddie and Spencer were on multiple youth league teams. I played with them, and just a tremendous group of athletes that come through here, and lots of championships in the youth sports and the little leagues, and those guys just. But like he said, one thing about, and Curtis said, every single one of those young men in that family was gifted, with some unbelievable athletic talent. But they all, went on to college and graduated and had good academics and are, successful at this point. Because, like he said, he knew at some point in time, the sports would end. And so it's good to hear Curtis say that, and it doesn't surprise me one bit, because they were him and his brothers and in that family were never, were never ever dealing with that 2.0 line where you were worried about that. They were always in the top of their class, and took that knowledge and that athleticism and got some good schooling, college, and mentoring. And you see him back here in the Hall of Fame. Just good to see him, see his family. Some of the other guys, didn't quite know, and heard of, and certainly they were, known around the area, but not personally. Mm-hmm. And looks like 7:15ish will be first pitch. Obviously, the ceremony lasted a little over 7 o'clock, and you got to get everybody kind of warmed back up here. Mm-hmm. But let's get you ready with some weather. The weather is brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg. Right now, currently 65 and sunny, breezy, obviously, here, as it always is at P.O. Faulkner Park. Going to get down to mid-50s by the time this ball game's over tonight, but a lot better day today than it was yesterday. A very cool day yesterday, and that was your weather, brought to you by Kelly's Allstate Insurance. And we got some time. Let's kind of recap last night's ball game trip. A lot going on there. Actually, Nick, you do have something to read. You can read that now.
I do. The Martinsburg High School Alumni Association's annual banquet will be held at the Holiday Inn on Saturday, May 28th, 2022 at 1 p.m. The buffet luncheon tickets are $25 each and may be purchased at Jordan and Hess or Patterson's drugstore in downtown Martinsburg by calling Dale Hicks at 304-676-6969 or by either contacting Nancy Warren Feltz by the way of the MHS Alumni Association Facebook page or emailing her at nancytalgen10@comcast.net. Reservations are due in by May 13th, 2022.
And now Thanks, Nick, for that. While we got some time, let's talk about last night's ball game. There's a lot to unpack from that ball game. Just a lot of stuff going on. Senior night. Walker Hall gets in, who had to play a little bit there due to a quick suspension. But every senior got in last night, and we kind of saw a surprise, kind of a rehab start, a rehab stint here last night. Joe Paulson comes on the mound. You heard from Nick last night via text that he was warming up, and he said he's warming up, but probably not coming in the ball game. Everybody thought it was going to be Zittel, and he comes in and shut the door in the 7th inning, and does pretty well. Strikes out one, doesn't allow a hit, and then that follows up DJ Triggs, another senior who started on the mound. He only gave up 2 hits, striking out 7 last night. Had a pretty good pitch count for 7 strikeouts, and he had 7 walks as well. But, overall, a great senior night. Hudson Clement breaks the steals record in the bottom of the first inning. Isaiah Morris's bat continues to stay hot. Just a lot of stuff going on last night. A lot to unpack from last night's ball game.
Yeah, just tremendous amount to unpack there. Hampshire come in. They've been struggling. Martinsburg's kind of hit a high there, but Hampshire came in. Their sophomore pitcher threw well, gave Martinsburg a fit there for a couple innings, and he got off the hook a couple of times, left some runners in scoring position. Martinsburg did, but eventually the bats came alive the next night. Second night in a row with double-digit hits. Second night in a row with a good pitching performance, and now they're starting to show their depth. And Martinsburg's come a long way since, I believe, that Washington game when
week before
when Morris was ejected. And we had Morris ejected, 3-game suspension. We had Paulson down with what we thought was an ulnar nerve and maybe out for the season. We had Edwards was out with his hamstring was black and blue, and it just didn't look. It just felt like Martinsburg at that point. Certainly, I think if you talk to Coach Barrow, that was the low point of the season, and since then they have done nothing but climb that ladder right back to the top. And as far as Musselman goes, they have been they do really well playing this underdog role, but they really have set up themselves up for a great matchup tonight with Dylan Stevens against the ace of the Martinsburg staff at the moment, Caleb Edwards. And I talked to the Martinsburg guys, the Musselman guys. They are not. They are the underdog, and they're embracing that, but they do not want to be, the underdog when they really feel like they deserve a high seed. They feel like they can play with anybody. They beat Washington. They play Jefferson within a run. And if they can come out here tonight and play Martinsburg and get a win, they certainly feel like that they have bid, could be the number 1 seed in this section, whether they be 2, 3 in the region. But they certainly feel like they could be number 1 in this section. And Martinsburg feels the same way. So, we got 2 teams here vying for the same spot here, and something's got to give. And it's just going to be a great night to see these 2 teams go at it. And that's what we play all year long, this grind. And now you've got finally down to some very meaningful games. And not that they all mean something, but they really become extremely meaningful. This is as big as it gets, except for, up to a sectional game here.
Yeah, definitely. And as we get ready for first pitch, Coach is out there talking to the umpires, and Coach Byler talking about what do they do in those? I've always wondered, what is he pointing at? Like,
they're going over ground rules. Coach Byler, he's the home team manager here, so he's telling Coach Hartman and the umpires the ball could possibly get out down there at the gate. If it does, the time raise their hand up. He's talking about the tarp down there. You can't elevate on the tarp. You don't want someone to jump up there on their cleats, damage the tarp, and or hurt themselves. So they can lean over the tarp and make that catch, but they can't what they call elevate on the tarp. Then this year we've got this new, they got this new concrete over here. So the second that the ball would touch that concrete, it would be out of play. So should a ball get by an infielder or an outfielder and roll and catch that area, that would be out of play, and it would give the base runner another base. So they're going over all those things, and they also tell you that if in Martinsburg Park, the brick back here, it says not that it would ever happen, but the ball could land and lay on that brick, and it's playable. So they're just going over all those ground rules and then shaking hands and all those types of things, and a little bit of a dog and pony show.
All right, looks like we're getting ready for first pitch here. We'll step aside for a 1.5-minute break to cover the national anthem. When we come back, we'll get you starting lineups and first pitch. That's coming up tonight, coming up after this 1.5-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Matt Miller, Area Director for Eastern Panhandle Fellowship of Christian Athletes. I'm excited to tell you registration is going on now for our multi-sport power camp coming to Spring Mills High School in the DuPont Soccer Complex June 7th, 8th, and 9th. Open to kids ages 9 to 12 or going into 3rd through 6th grade. We'll have football, basketball, soccer, and lacrosse for boys and basketball, soccer, and volleyball for girls. Cost is $60 through April or $75 in May. Teen and adult volunteers are also needed. Learn more and sign up at epwvfca.org.
On Tuesday, May 10th, thousands of West Virginians are proudly voting for George Miller in the 90th Delegate District because he is the true conservative.
George Miller is pro-life, pro-guns, and pro-police. He has the same conservative bedrock values that you do.
George Miller is endorsed by West Virginians for Life and the West Virginia Farm PAC. He defends our Second Amendment rights. Because he's one of us, George Miller co-sponsored successful legislation to help reduce overdose deaths. He works hard to bring new businesses and jobs to the 90th Delegate District.
George Miller, pro-life, pro-guns, pro-police.
In the Republican primary on Tuesday, May 10th, we ask that you consider this true conservative we are proud to call Delegate George Miller.
Paid for by Mountain State Values, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here. My fault here. I jumped the gun a little bit. We'll get you starting lineups brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. First, for the visiting Musselman Appleman at batting first, playing center field, number 14, Kyle Lohr. Batting second, the catcher, number 13, Baden Hartman. Batting third, the first baseman, number 8, Jason Myers. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 1, Jacob Miller. Batting fifth, doing the pitching, number 11, Dylan Stevens. Batting sixth, playing left field, number 9, Taryn Boyles. Batting seventh, playing right field, number 4, Trenton Wolf. Batting eighth, the DH 31, number 31, Jackson Shockey. DHing for Austin Moberly at second base, and rounding out the lineup, shortstop, number 6, Cohen Rutherford. And for the home team, Martinsburg, batting first, the shortstop, number 3, Hudson Clement. Batting second, the catcher, number 4, Landon Sifford. Batting third, the first baseman, number 14, Isaiah Morris. Batting fourth, the second baseman, number 5, Carson Buber. Batting fifth, the center fielder, number 7, Jordan Camby. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 10, Michael Lupus. Batting seventh, the DH, Matt Asanovich. DHing for Logan Wilt in right field. Batting eighth, left field, number 32, Joe Paulson. And batting ninth, the pitcher, number 27, Caleb Edwards. We'll get you back here after a minute and a half break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Finding the right home can be a tough decision, but finding the right lender doesn't have to be. With 32 years of experience, the Mortgage Center knows how to find the right loan for you that requires little or no money down. The Mortgage Center's mobile-friendly website makes the application process quick and stress-free. And as always, you'll want to get pre-approved before you contact any real estate agent or builder. Whether you're purchasing or refinancing, call the Mortgage Center at 304-267-9040 or visit mortgagefinancing.com today.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road.
As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Heffley, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Heffley has such a great reputation in this community.
I ride with Heffley Motor Company, so you should too.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner Park as we get you set for first pitch. Now, right a few minutes away from first pitch here as looking at the unis. Martinsburg in the white pants with the black jerseys outlined in orange with the black numbers. The orange on the sleeves for Musselman. They're wearing the gray away pants with the, I don't even know, how do you describe those jerseys? They're green topped with red numbers with white outline.
The Christmas
and then
jerseys.
Christmas tree looking jerseys there with the stripes and multiple white and green and red stripes there.
I think if you can take your mindset to the old Astros uniforms, but look at them into the green, white, and red colors, I think maybe that could.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, I see that as well.
Mm-hmm.
But again, leading off for the Musselman Applemen is the center fielder number 14, Kyle Lohr. At batting second, number 13, the catcher Baden Hartman. Batting third, the first baseman number 8, Jason Myers. Batting fourth, the third baseman number 1, Jacob Miller. Batting fifth, the pitcher number 11, Dylan Stevens. Batting sixth, the left fielder number 9, Taran Boyles. Batting seventh, the right fielder number 4, Trenton Wolf. Batting eighth, the DH number 31, Jackson Shockey. He's DHing for Austin Moberly at second base. And then batting ninth, the shortstop number 6, Cohen Rutherford. And again, those are your starting lineups brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. As first pitch going to come right around 7:21 here tonight after Hall of Fame night. Delayed it by about 21 minutes here as Caleb Edwards gets ready to go in the motion, and first pitch on the way, and that one catches the corner for strike one. First pitch at 7:21. The first pitch brought to you by the Mortgage Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. One call will save you thousands. Call 304-267-9040. Big, loud off the bat. That'll stay fair, go into left field, and going to get that one is Joe Paulson. So a leadoff single here for Lohr.
Yeah, that ball was just barely hit off the end of the bat and didn't even clear the green when it dropped. It was a blooper over the third baseman's head, who was drawn in case Lupus drawn in case maybe Lohr was thinking of bunting, and it just dropped in over to the just over his head. So sort of an excuse me hit, but it works, and Musselman's got a runner on board.
There you go, runner on first now. First pitch now to Baden Hartman, the catcher. Runs inside, kind of makes a move out a little bit, so the count now 1-0. Edwards kicks and deals, and again inside as the hat falls off there. I feel like a signature thing here in 2022 in the EPAC. Those fitted hats aren't really fitted. As it's a 2-0 count now. Edwards on the mound. Third pitch comes in and catches the zone to bring the count at 2-1 now. As obviously Edwards having to work out of the stretch now with a runner on first. Here the leadoff man Kyle Lohr reaches.
Yeah, Lohr with some speed over there, but.
And then blooper right here over to second base, and Hudson Clement tries to throw over to first base after having to dodge away the runner, but that one's not in time, so fielder's choice puts Hartman at first and Lohr out at second.
That was played perfectly by Buber and Hudson Clement. Just too many hops there to possibly get Hartman as he sped down the line, but they did make a good turn. Hartman had to beat by a step or two, so you see Martinsburg's defense is starting to clean it up. Some of the errors we'd seen there mid-season when they were getting multiple errors. Last couple of games they've cleaned that up a bit.
First baseman Jason Myers at the plate, hitting .412 on the season. First pitch in there for a strike brings the count to 0-1. Myers also is one of 3 players with at least 1 home run for the Applemen this season, driving in 20.
Going.
0-1 delivery, and he goes, and it'll be a hit and run opportunity here. That'll go into center field, and Canby will come in right center field and come in for the catch for the second out of the ball game.
It can be I'm not sure if he's seen it well, but didn't track that one well. We're used to Canby, really drawing a beat on it, getting to that position, but he looked up, and it really wasn't that deep, and then suddenly he started coming running there into the closer in towards Buber, and he tracked it down eventually, but wasn't quite the confidence that we usually see in him as he tracks that ball. So maybe it was the sun as it's going down there, but I'm not sure.
And coming to the plate now is third baseman number 1, Jacob Miller, hitting .349 on the season with 15 RBIs. First one into him is in the zone for a strike as Edwards gets ahead of the batter here.
Edwards went first pitch curveball there, so showing some command of that pitch. It's always good to know you can throw it for a strike.
The 0-1 delivery, and the batter is running, and it'll go right up the middle to Buber, and Hill tries to throw to Morris, but Morris can't get it. Morris going to have to come home the runner comes home. The ball goes behind the plate, and Musselman now leads 1-0 here early off of an error.
Yeah, just a do-or-die play for Buber. Come up with it. Moving on the pitch was Hartman in ground ball, so he kept going. As Buber came up for the do-or-die throw, he threw it over to Morris, threw it in the dirt, got into the off the fence back there, and Hartman never stopped. And then Morris come up throwing home, and he threw high. So two different throwing errors there, off the line throws, has got Musselman on the board 1-0 with 2 outs and a man on second.
An E4 on that according to the official score.
Yeah.
Edwards comes in with some heat there, and now up to the plate is the opposing pitcher, Dylan Stevens, hitting .295 on the season, and he swings right through that one.
Yeah, .295 is a little deceiving because he started off kind of slow, so he's really heated it up. So if you look at his last couple of games, his batting average is way up there.
Oh, and inside gets him off the plate there. 1-1 now the count. That's the third pitch now inside. That's the closest, I think, of the 3 that's gotten to him.
Yeah, that one will shake you up when he's pushing that ball 85, 86 mile an hour probably, and it comes at your head.
1-1 delivery from Edwards. That one catches the zone.
That did shake him up because he kind of stepped out right as that curveball broke across.
Come inside hard with the fastball, then kind of away with the curve there, but that was a curve that was started at him and then broke across the plate.
2 outs, 1-2 delivery from Edwards, swinging and missing, and getting the strikeout to end the inning is Caleb Edwards after giving up 1 run on the air. Martinsburg now with a deficit heading to the bottom of the first inning. We'll be back after 60 seconds as Martinsburg comes to bat with Hudson Clement to lead off. We're back in 60.
Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here. Musselman on top 1-0 after an error brings home a run in the top of the first inning. Martinsburg coming to bat now. Leading off is shortstop number 3, Hudson Clement, hitting .456 on the season with 14 RBIs last night. Led off the game with a single, proceeded to steal second base. That steal of second base tied him for the most steals in a single season in Martinsburg Bulldog history at 36. And then looked over to Coach Byler. They both were on the same page, and he stole third, and he's now the single-season record holder for most stolen bases in a season with 37, and he now owns the third base.
Yeah, he took it home with him.
Took it home with him last night. So Clement, Sifford, Morris due up. Buber in the 4th position. Canby hitting 5th. Lupus hitting 6th. The DH, Matt Asanovich, getting a day off from catching. His hitting 8th as the DH, and 7th as DH. Hitting 8th is the left fielder Joe Paulson, and the pitcher Caleb Edwards hitting 9th, rounding out the lineup here.
Do a lot of these Martinsburg games, and we have a lot of stats on Martinsburg, but I'm going to give you some good stats on Stevens. 25 innings pitched. He's faced 114 batters. He struck out 43 of those batters.
And he's only walked 9.
When you look at Edwards, he's faced 140 batters and struck out 49 of them. So they are both, the 35, if I do some quick math, 35% of the batters, they have struck out on getting those outs on their own. So, both these guys are strikeout pitchers.
Clement steps into the box and he swings on the first pitch there from Stevens for swinging strike. 0-1 now the count here. Bottom of the first inning. Musselman has an early lead after an error in the first inning. The 0-1 delivery from Stevens outside for a ball. Now we're even at 1.
Stevens went with a quick pitch there.
Yeah, it was rather quick and wasn't really accurate.
He didn't go through his windup. He just did a quick pitch, turned and threw.
1-1 delivery, and that one is fouled off into Charlotte Prather Park.
Look around the park here, or the defense. Jacob Miller's getting a start at third. First time we've seen that, I believe, this year. Cohen Rutherford at short. It looks like Moberly at second. Myers on first. And Taryn Boyles keeping his bat in the lineup out in left field. And you got Lohr in center. And I believe that it's Wolf in right. And Hartman is catching here tonight. So.
Yep. The second pitch there is a ball, so 2-2 count. That one in the dirt brings the count full at 3-2.
I think Musselman did a very smart thing here tonight by Martinsburg runs the bases as well. So, Taryn Boyles has been really hot at the plate. He needs a day off, from behind the plate every now and then. And
inside, and they'll walk him on the full count pitch. Puts leadoff man on Clement, and we obviously know he can steal some bases.
Not at all what you want to do if you're Musselman. Put good speed on the base pass after you're kind of able to manufacture a run in that first inning. Martinsburg can do the very same thing because Hudson, as we know, can take second and maybe even third with relative ease.
Could be a bunt situation here, depending on.
Sifford up now. First pitch to him. That one is in there for a strike. And doesn't look like it's a bunt situation unless they're waiting for the maybe see what's going on down at first. Didn't want to give it to him if he was going to throw back. The 0-1 delivery in there for a strike. 0-2 the count. Sifford's got to be defended here at the plate.
We heard Ballard talk that there's really no signs for Clement. He's kind of a green light guy. He's going.
There he goes, and that swing hit on to deep left field.
It's going to bounce over.
That one.
That's going to cost Martinsburg a run.
One will go to the bottom of the wall and get stuck, but they're not saying it, and he's going to third. Hudson Clement scores.
It bounced over.
But it bounced over for a ground rule double?
Yeah. So it looked like it bounced over for a ground rule double, and at that point, it's going to. So it looks like it bounced over, from our vantage point, it bounced over. And what's going to happen is I believe it's going to put Clement on third and put Sifford on second. It's actually going to cost Martinsburg a run there because he would have easily scored on that because he was off and running on the pitch. So with the ground rule double with the man on first, now you're going to have Sifford at second and Clement on third. But just a great hit by Sifford. And if it touches that fence in any way, shape, or form, Clement's going to score easily. But it took one hop and bounced over the fence and it's down in the quarry now. Martinsburg, no outs. Man on second and third, one of their hottest hitters up.
I was going to say, Isaiah Morris hitting .322 and has had a heck of a week so far. He's at the plate. That one tries to brush him off the plate there. As in for a ball now, 1-0 the count here. No outs with runners on second and third. A big RBI opportunity here for Morris. That one outside to bring the count to 2-0.
Yeah, you're not going to see him bunt here, I can tell you that.
Morris, the second leading RBI guy behind Matt Asanovich, who has 22. Morris with 21. 2-0 pitch in there. Get the called strike. It's a 2-1 now the count.
Stevens still composed out there at the walk and in the double. There's a lot of adrenaline going, so he needs to just settle down, do his thing, get himself a couple strikeouts.
2-1 delivery on the way, and that one is fouled off into the mitt, but brings the count now to 2-2.
As we move farther into the season, you see the offense start to take the pitching is not quite as dominant at times as we let the bats start to get a little hotter as the spring rolls along and these guys get more at bats.
2-2 delivery in there, and Morris able to keep the bat back now, brings the count full at 3-2 here. No outs with the bases or two runners on. That one fouled off to the backstop.
Morris give you the eye there. He looked back. He heard you talking about him. I think he looked back to see if he got the camera. He was aiming for it.
Hey, has a different bat. He's swung the bat really well with a black with orange stripe bat. That one outside. He's going to take his base. Load the bases here with no outs in the bottom of the first inning.
See Musselman bring the corners up here. Good defense. Leave the middle back for a double play depth. Boober coming to the plate. He's a tough double play guy, so a ground ball could possibly put easily will score a run, and then I'm not sure if unless he really hits it hard, he can get a double play out of it. But
first pitch to Boober high and inside for a ball, and Boober hitting .342 on the year, has 20 RBIs, third leading RBI guy, and has 1 of 3 homers. All of them came down in Myrtle Beach. Or 1 of 2 homers.
Good pitch there.
Second one in there for a strike, brings the count even at 1. 1-1 pitch. Swings and foul, tips that into the mitt, so 1-2 now the count.
I thought they hit 3. I thought Boober and Canby and Lupus got one down there, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. I don't know why I thought there wasn't 3, but the 1-2 delivery fouled off.
Stevens
works
quick. And a lot of times that works to your advantage when you are, when you're ahead or you're cruising. But sometimes you need to slow down, regain your composure when things aren't quite going your way. But Stevens still wanting to work quick.
1-2 delivery. That one hit on into deep left, mid left field, and coming in on it is Boyles, and that keeps Clement stayed put there at third base, so no runs scored on the fly out.
It was a line drive.
Line out.
Yeah, a line out to the left. It was hit right on the nose. That ball got up from Stevens, a fastball up, and Boyles come in on it, so he had the momentum coming in as Clement had to come back to the bag. At that point, there was no opportunity for him to score.
Center fielder Jordan Canby up. First one to him, he swings right through for a strike. He on the season hitting .375, one of those 3 homers down at the Mingo Bay Classic, and 17 RBIs on the season. The 0-1 delivery with the bases loaded in there pushes him back there out of the batter's box a little bit. And a ball going back to the pitcher nearly got away from him. Could have cost him a run, but infielders were right there.
Well, Hudson was also not looking at the baseball. He was walking back to the bag, but if he sees that ball gets away, he probably
easily.
scores. Yeah.
Yep, just when you take your eye off the ball.
1-1. The 1-1 pitch comes in there, catches the zone for a strike. Brings the count to 1-2 here with 1 out. The bottom of the first inning, bases loaded for Martinsburg. 1-2 delivery. Now on high and inside for a ball. Now 2-2.
Yeah, Canby's got himself back into a kind of a hitting count here. Even though it's 2 strikes, you can look for a pitch. Certainly 2-2. Now.
Nearly same identical spot there. Brings the count full now, 3-2 with 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning with Martinsburg down 1-0 and the bases loaded.
Yeah, Stevens needs to get this one in there.
3-2 delivery in that. Skied out there in foul territory. Coming chase. Well, 3 guys were coming there to chase, but nobody ended up getting it as a bloop down, but it was foul.
If Jacob Miller, he's had the best chance at he's going away from the ball. I believe if he catches that over the shoulder, Clement's going to try him because he would have to run, stop, plant, and turn and throw as opposed to earlier when Boyles had the momentum coming forward. This time Miller, was going away from Clement. I believe he would score there.
Payoff pitch from Stevens on the way. That one catches the zone, and striking out looking is Jordan Canby for the second out of the inning.
Just what the doctor ordered there for Stevens. So now you have 2 outs and the opportunity to get out of this. Even though there's been some hard contact by Martinsburg, still haven't put a run on the board. So,
Lupus now up for Martinsburg here. 2 outs, bases loaded. In the bottom of the first inning, Lupus hitting .277 on the season. One of the other 3 with a home run down there and 12 RBIs. Swinging right through that one now, evens the count at 1 after ball 1.
Stevens is leaving that fastball up. Those pitches are up enough out of the strike zone, but when he gets them up over the plate.
That one inside and catches the zone. Looked like Lupus was backing out of the way a little bit.
Yeah, he caught the right corner. Lupus was up on the plate, and it caught the black there. And he didn't agree with the call. He didn't show the umpire or anything. You could just tell he didn't like the call.
1-2 delivery on the way. swinging in, missing his lupus, and that'll end the inning. As Martinsburg not able to get any runs across the plate as Musselman leads 1-0. We'll head to the top of the second inning. We'll be back for more West Virginia High School baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10 in 60 seconds.
Hi, I'm Sally Hardy. I am asking you to re-elect John Hardy to the West Virginia House. John is my husband of 24 years and an amazing dad to our daughters. I am proud of this hardworking man who runs a successful business, gives back to the community, and is our valuable delegate. John Hardy is a man of values with a heart of service, and he cares about moving West Virginia forward. Re-elect my husband, John Hardy. Visit Delegate John Hardy on Facebook.
Paid for by candidate.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here. Top of the second inning between number 5 Martinsburg and Musselman in this Friday night EPAC showdown here on Hall of Fame night at P.O. Faulkner Park for Martinsburg High School. Musselman getting a run in the first inning on an error, and Martinsburg not able to capitalize on a bases-loaded situation. No runs across there. Caleb Edwards on the mound for Martinsburg. Due up for the Applemen is Boyles, Wolf, and Shockey.
Bases loaded, no out, and Martinsburg doesn't score. You know, you say those innings kind of come back to haunt you when you leave those kind of base runners on base or you don't capitalize on those situations. But what Martinsburg did do was force Stevens to throw 32 pitches, and you know you only get 110. So we're looking at Edwards at 14, and so Stevens is going to need some quick innings if he's going to stay in this ballgame late.
First pitch to Boyles in there for a strike,
and Musselman not have to go to the bullpen, whereas Martinsburg at the moment has Caleb's pretty efficient.
And they're very efficient there. Gets a swinging strike now. 0-2 ahead in the count is Edwards. Edwards, who had a hamstring injury, was only allowed to pitch now, but is now allowed to run the bases and play the field. And talked to Coach Byler last night after the ball game, and he said, you know, had he not scheduled the start for tonight, he probably would have been in the lineup yesterday. But he did get the pinch hitting opportunity. He got a single there, and ball one came in on the last pitch and then fouled this one off. So 1-2 the count here on Boyles, the left fielder, who's hitting .321 on the season and can slug it, has 2 home runs and 16 RBIs. The 1-2 delivery on the way, that is fouled off again.
Yeah, he's doing very well. Freshman. This Musselman team is young. You know, I mean, you look up and down their lineup, they don't, you know, they're not senior laden by any means, and they have guys that have a lot more years. You know, Boyles is a freshman, and we've seen him catch a heck of a game down at Jefferson. A couple of home
Swinging
runs.
and missing there, getting another strikeout on this time on Boyles. That's 2 strikeouts back-to-back for Caleb Edwards. Due up to the plate now is the right fielder, number 4, Trenton Wolf, hitting .320 on the season with 9 RBIs.
Well, these 2 strikeout pitchers are starting to live up to their name. They didn't get quite the start that they wanted, but they have come back and started striking out some batters here.
First one in there for a strike, and that comes off again.
He's going to chase that hat all night. How much energy do you expend bending over chasing that hat around?
After a lot of times now, the 0-1 delivery on the way. That one hit right back up the middle into center field for a base hit for Trenton Wolf, and luckily Edwards, you know, was out of the way with his pitching motion there. That could have hit him square in the body.
That's what we call the old chuck and duck. All right. You have to seen Charlie Brown spins him, knocks him off the mound. That's kind of how that one was. If you didn't see it on film, he shoved that one right back through the box, right by Edwards' hat bill.
Yeah, now up to bat is the DH, number 31, Jackson Shockey, hitting .239 on the year. First pitch to him is outside for a ball. With a runner on now here, 1 out in the top of the second inning.
We've seen Martinsburg put some runners in motion. Hartman earlier went in motion. So these guys are.
The 1-0 delivery on the way, and that one skips past Sifford into the backstop, and that'll move the runner Wolf over to second.
Ball moved in, kind of fooled Siff a little bit. It ran in on Shockey and just came off the glove. So you don't have to worry about Trenton stealing because he got a free base there with the pass ball.
2-0 delivery on the way. That one in the zone for a strike now. Gets the count to 2-1.
Good
now
hit.
a runner in scoring position in Wolf.
A good pitch for 2-0. He didn't groove it. You know, he still painted a corner, so you don't want them to set up on your fastball 2-0 and drive
2-1
it.
delivery on the way. That's fouled off right to the right of us on the netting.
Two really good pitchers, but we are seeing the hitters take hacks, and they're not quite mowing them down, but they are competing, both teams and both pitchers.
2-2 now the count here with one out, a runner on second. Musselman already up 1-0 after scoring in the first on an error. Edwards with the 2-2 pitch. That's outside for a ball. Now brings the count full to 3-2.
See Sifford with a little different catching style back there. Kicks that right leg out. And he's able to block in that position, but it's a little tougher for him to get to the right.
Shockey calls the time there.
Be to his left, but into the right-hander's batter's box. I think Sifford's reeling a little bit from that ball that come off its glove. Looked like it might have maybe stubbed the finger there a bit or something. He keeps shaking that glove hand.
The full count delivery, and that one is fouled off again.
Jackson's going to be a tough out here. The good thing about Trenton Wolf moving up on that pass ball is, it keeps Musselman out of that double play. Jackson's body size and speed makes him susceptible to that double play, and so that keeps him out of that.
29th pitch of the night coming for Edwards, who started the inning with 14.
Both these pitchers were quick, and they rack up the pitches quick.
Full count pitch to Shockey, and that one is grounded over to Buber. Buber now over to Morris for the second out of the inning while moving Wolf over to third. Bringing up now ninth man in the batting order, Cohen Rutherford, hitting .300 on the year, the shortstop.
And that's what makes that move, but he moved up there. That's what makes it big, because it forces, they can't get the double play there because, of course, Wolf's already moved up. What it also does is it forces Edwards to throw to another batter, use more pitches.
That one hits him. He's going to first.
We're going to get an appeal here to see if it caught him in the knob of the bat.
And Sifford's saying it did.
Coach Balor's out. Coach Balor is out.
He's not agreeing with the call.
Doesn't agree with the hit by pitch. Sounded like Coach Balor saying it doesn't make that kind of sound when it hits a batter. Actually, when it did make contact with Rutherford, either his arm or his bat, it kind of came back into the field of play like a bunt. So whether or not it hit him in the arm or not, either way, the ball went back into the field of play there, and calls between the way it reacted and the sound has the Martinsburg coaching staff out questioning that call, and they won't get that appeal as Rutherford stays at first.
Now due up is Lohr. He fouls that one off. Out of play to the left side, and Lohr led off the game with a single. And he was out on the fielder's choice at second.
It definitely did have a weird sound to it.
Yeah, I mean, it really could have.
Might have hit a glove, I don't know.
Yeah, it wouldn't have, if it hits his hand, he would have reacted, I believe.
That's true.
The 0-1 delivery, and that one inside.
Edwards is bringing it pretty well, so Rutherford just looked back and then took off for first without wincing at all. So, we'd have to really, we don't have these umpires don't have an instant replay and all that, so they go on the reaction, or they go on the, we have catcher's interference.
Delivery and foul off, and catcher's interference now loads the bases.
Yeah, so Lohr's one of the guys that lets the ball get deep. As you notice, the way he hits the ball to the left side of the field lets the ball get really deep. So when Sifford reached out there for that pitch. Then you have Lohr, reaching back. He drives the ball to that side of the field, so he's susceptible to that catcher's interference, especially if Siffer were to move forward trying to glove that ball and maybe take that outside pitch and draw it in, frame it, they would call.
Coach Zarnecki now coming off the field came out there to talk to the pitcher and catcher, trying to get on the same page here. 33 pitches now for Edwards with 2 outs and the bases loaded. Similar situation Martinsburg had on the offensive side the bottom of the last inning. But batter now is Baden Hartman, who grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up. First one into him is a strike. So 0-1 now the count.
So you're in that bases loaded 2-out situation where if they can get the ball to the outfield, the runners are going to be running and multiple runs are going to score easily.
That one grounded. Great catch by Lupus. He has nowhere to go, and he gives up another run. There's just really nowhere to go with that. He caught it off an odd bounce. And
big Baltimore chop there. Generally they're not. The Baltimore chops are, draws a third baseman in, but it hit that ground and went straight up in the air, and he had to wait for it to come down as he went into the 6 hole there. And just very smart. He didn't. Again, like I said, the runners are going to be moving on contact. He looked to Buber for the play, but it was just too late.
Now up is Myers. He flew out to center field, shallow right center field his last time up. He swings right through the first one. 0-1 now the count here. Pitch is mounting for Edwards. The 0-1 delivery. That one swung on and missed. Bring the count to 0-2, bringing the heat in back-to-back pitches is Edwards.
Myers has home run power. He hit home runs last year. We've seen him hit some home runs in the summer there. So we know he can go deep. This field, not one of the biggest parks in the EPAC, so he has the ability to really change this game should he get the right pitch. Edwards going to have to be careful here to make sure he doesn't give in here, but he is up 1-2. He's going to try to get Myers to chase and hit his pitch.
Myers calls a timeout there.
Yeah, when these pitchers get moving, Myers a pitcher himself. He knows that.
Yeah.
These guys like to work quick. Best thing you can do is call timeout and kind of throw them off.
1-2 delivery from Edwards. That is fouled off to the backstop.
He just got a piece of it as Edwards went off speed. That was a strikeout pitch there, but a good pitch by Edwards. He didn't leave it out over the plate. He forced Myers to protect there. Didn't get a good hack at it, but Myers did a good job of just getting a protective swing.
1-2 delivery from Edwards. That's grounded to Buber at second. Buber's going to throw over to Morris. Morris completes the out to end the inning, but not before Musselman can add another run. And it's up 2-0 here. We're headed to the bottom of the second inning. After this 1-minute break, you're tuning in to West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
I'm Jason Barrett. I'm running for state senate because I believe it's time to build an even better West Virginia. That starts with a less burdensome tax policy, reliable internet service, a strong education system, and a robust tourism industry. I believe this building starts right here in Jefferson and Berkeley counties. I ask for your support and your vote in the May 10th Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends of Jason Barrett.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here for this Friday night EPAC showdown between Musselman and Martinsburg. And Musselman on top early. Martinsburg looking to get back into this ball game. Due up is the DH Matt Asanovich, the left fielder Joe Paulson, and the pitcher Caleb Edwards. Asanovich hitting .365 on the year with 22 RBIs.
Yeah.
To lead the team.
Yeah, Asanovich has done really well there. You see Coach Ballard has kind of tinkered with the lineup here, moved some things around to get Edwards back in the lineup, has him in the 9-hole, which is generally not his spot, but hadn't had a lot of swings. He's been out for, basically a month. So to come in, kind of cold like that against a good pitcher like Stevens, but, hitting for himself tonight. So, what that comes down to is you have 7, 8, and 9 hitter that aren't your typical 7, 8, 9. You got a 7, 8, 9. hitters here that can do some damage.
You definitely do. And Sonovich now to the plate. On the mound is Dylan Stevens. First pitch to Asanovich. In there for a strike. Asanovich gave his bat, or excuse me, Isaiah Morris gave his bat to Matt Asanovich in the last few days, and we talked about that the other day on the Washington game. Swinging and missing. There is Asanovich. Now brings the count to 0-2.
Yeah, Martinsburg needs to force Dylan into a longer inning here to stop that momentum. If Stevens gets going, it's going to be tough to slow him down.
0-2 delivery is fouled off by Asanovich.
If Stevens and Musselman can get out of this quick inning, get back in there with this 2-0 lead, and get Caleb back out on the mound
0-2 delivery
quickly.
Bounces in to the mitt of Hartman.
It would do a little damage to the morale over there and keep the momentum on the Musselman side.
That pitch way outside for a ball brings the count even at 2. That was not in the right spot, obviously, because Hartman was not set up there.
He missed there, for sure.
And swinging on and getting that one in to middle center field. And under it is Lohr for the first out of the inning.
Lohr out there taking that one-handed catch. He's quite the character for Musselman. Shows a lot of emotion. He gets the team up, and he does a really good job leading off for this team. Carries a lot of ground out there and just kind of fun to watch at times.
Joe Paulson now at the plate. Swinging right through that one, though, for the first strike. Paulson hitting .280 on the year. 6 RBIs. Made a surprise pitching appearance last night.
Yeah, and he's kind of found his way in this lineup with his bat. When his arm went down and Caleb was hurt, he found an opportunity to come in and get some swings, and he's doing really well.
1-1 delivery. That one is swung on and missed right into the mitt.
That last pitch, though, when it was a 1-2 pitch to Asanovich, it was a fastball that got up. Asanovich had a chance to drive in the gap. He just hit it right at the center fielder. So
1-2 delivery. That is fouled off into the mitt of Hartman, and now another strikeout. That's 3 now in the last 4 batters.
Well, that was a great 2-strike pitch. But the one to Asanovich, like I was finishing my thought there, he got that pitch up, and he's going to want to keep that down, throughout this night when he has those 2-strike ad counts.
Caleb Edwards,
pitcher ad count.
Now at the plate, hitting .394 on the year, 15 RBIs. Got a surprise pinch hitting appearance last night on senior night, and he singled into left field.
It's definitely weird to see Edwards in the 9-hole, but obviously working back into the lineup.
First one in there was a ball. Now this one, a ball as well. 2-0 the count.
And one thing about pitching tonight, hitting for himself, should he get on base, he can get that courtesy runner, which I'm sure they will utilize with his strained hamstring there.
The last one came in for a strike, so it's 1-2 now the count. Excuse me, I had that wrong.
Umpire Richard Alderman, he's given that outside corner. He's giving it giving some black there, so that one wasn't.
1-2 delivery. That's outside, just outside for a ball. Now brings the count even at 2-2.
Stevens got the last pitch just off the plate, and so Hartman went out, showed a little bit farther out, and Stevens hit that spot, but it was just a ball out too far.
2-2 delivery, and Edwards fouls that one off.
Starting to see Stevens rack up some strikeouts here. He's got 3 through the first 8 batters, and that's pretty much the pace that he runs on. A third of the batters that he faces or more.
2-2 delivery, 2 outs from Stevens. That's fouled off to the other side. Now for Edwards.
So Martinsburg has to do. Their approach now has to be to take pitches, fight off pitches, and get Stevens' pitch count up and get him out of the game and force Musselman into their bullpen.
About to throw pitch number 49, and swinging and missing there is Edwards to end the inning. 2 straight strikeouts, 4 in the last 5 batters for Stevens. We'll head to the top of the 3rd inning with Musselman on top 2-0. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back at 60.
Most insurance companies see you as a claim number. Most law firms see you as a case file. When their top priority is their bottom line, you only get a fraction of the attention that you deserve. At the law firm of Burke, Schultz, Hartman & Jenkinson, it's personal. We listen to our clients to see the whole picture, because every part of you is important. For a team built on relationships and results, call Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson at 304 Lawyers. Or visit us at burkeandschultz.com.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your four-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here for this Friday night EPAC showdown. Spencer Bleak, Trip Tobin, Nick Verzolini, happy to have you with us. Cameraman tonight, John Alderton and Dylan Bishop. Back in the studio is Colin McLaughlin. Happy to have you with us. With Musselman on top, 2-0 here. Hall of Fame night at P.O. Faulkner Park. Due up for Musselman. Fourth batter in the lineup, third baseman Jacob Miller. And he reached on an error his last time up. Edwards now about to throw pitch.
41.
41.
Oh!
That one hits him in the head.
He ran in and he wasn't able to turn on it. Like I thought at first it got him in the face. The way he reacted to it, Miller didn't turn that left shoulder in and take it in the back or the back of the helmet. He kind of went forward, and somehow or another there at the end, he got it. Looks like he's got it there on the ear flap, luckily.
Yeah. 2 hit by pitches now for Edwards in the last 2 innings, or last inning and some change. Now due up here is Hartman. Hartman skies that in to left center field. Excuse me, is Stevens. Skies that into left center field, and going back on it is Camby. He makes the catch and keeps the runner Miller at first.
The ball went all the way to the warning track. It was hit well, but Camby looked like he had a beat on it the whole way, and it's carried a little bit, but the ball was ripped.
Taryn Boyles now at the plate. He struck out his last time out as he led off the second inning. Edwards delivers the pitch. That one outside for a ball.
You think about that in terms of if you're in Dylan Stevens' shoes, the batter before that, the pitch takes him, he comes up and hits him close to the face. Stevens comes right in and takes a hack at the very first pitch.
1-0 delivery on the way, fouled off.
As we move through the lower ranks, you see the guy, after a guy get hit, he kind of gets a little nervous. He stays out of that box. But Stevens stepped right in there after that hit by pitch and drove that ball to the deepest part of the park.
Throwing back over is Edwards to check the runner. Miller at first. He gets back in time.
It was Edwards' C move there.
Obviously now pitching from the stretch a little bit. The 1-1 delivery on the way, and Sifford tried to frame it, but he couldn't get the frame call there.
Yeah, Sifford does a nice job of what a catcher would call a fold. Folded that one right back in across the plate.
Sifford not the everyday catcher. Asanovich, usually the catcher, giving him a night off from catching. He's DHing tonight and grounding the ball there. And Buber tries to pick it up, and it goes in the outfield, or kind of just spins by him on a hard hit ball.
It's 2 plays now where normally I think Carson Buber is capable of making, but that one definitely he could have made, and the one earlier was a tougher play.
It was a do-or-die play earlier. This one here took him, his angle to the ball took him right where the grass meets the dirt, and that's where he met it. I think it took a little hop off that lip, got up in his midsection there, and he kind of bobbled it around. Too late to make the throw.
That's kind of been what's holding Martinsburg back, just a few balls that aren't going their way in terms of where they meet their players, because Edwards really hasn't allowed a ton of hard contact early on, but it's down 2-0.
Now at the plate is Wolf, and he grounds that one, and it's going to stay fair into left field. It's going to stay there, though, right out of the infield. Another run comes around to score as Lupus is unable to get his hands on it, and it just kind of stops right after he can't do it. It stops at the end of the infield there, and now Musselman leads 3-0 on an RBI single from Trenton Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf got second base hit of the night, hitting the ball really hard. A great job by Lupus to keep that ball in the infield. You can see his jersey's completely dirty now. That black jersey he's wearing, he got a glove on it and kept it in the dirt, which kept them from scoring more runs, getting that ball down the corner. But 3-0 now for Musselman as they are getting some momentum here.
Edwards' first pitch into Jackson Shockey. He's in there for a strike on the inner half of the plate. He grounded into a fielder's choice his last time up in the second inning. The 0-1 delivery, and that one hit on in to the gap there in right field. Trying to make a catch on it was Wilt, but unable to as he dives for it. And a single there for Shockey loads the bases.
Great effort out there by Wilt. I didn't think he had a shot at all at that play. He just come out of nowhere and made that dive, and not only did he make the dive, but he kept the ball in front of him there, because a lot of times you make those dive plays like that and end up, getting by you to the fence, but he just didn't come up with it, but his speed allowed him to get to that point. So great play out there, or effort out there by Wilt, but Musselman's now back again with bases loaded and putting pressure on Martinsburg once again.
Cohen Rutherford up. He was hit by the pitches last time up. First one in there for a strike. That one hit on in to center field, and Canby gets the catch. But coming around to score, there is Boyles to make it 4-0. Musselman on top here on the sacrifice fly.
Great production out of Musselman's bottom of the lineup. I mean, so you're looking at your 7, 8, 9 guys now have 3 base hits, a sacrifice, a ground out, and a hit by pitch. So all productive at bats, 6 at bats, and all productive except for the 1-4-3 ground out by Shockey. So 5 productive at bats out of 6 out of your 7, 8, 9 guys is going to really create opportunities for your team to score multiple runs and turn that lineup over.
Lohr now coming up for the third time here in 3 innings. He hits that one into center field. Canby moving over to it, and he's able to make the catch to end the inning, but not before Musselman can add 2 more runs to the lead and take a 4-0 lead. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning after this 60-second break. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 60.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast, and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here. Bottom of the third inning with Musselman on top, 4-0. Due up for Martinsburg. It's Hudson Clement, top of the order here. Clement, Sifford, Morris. And Clement walked his first time up and then tried to come home, but a ground rule double by Sifford kind of stopped him at third base, and then a walk to Morris. Loaded the bases, but 3 straight outs. 2 strikeouts ended the bottom of the first inning, and then 2 strikeouts after a fly out to center field ended the bottom of the second on 3 batter or 3 up 3 down inning.
You're right. And we're talking if Martinsburg doesn't rally here, which they have plenty of time, of course, in this game. But you're going to, if some reason they don't come back and they don't get the victory in this game. And Stevens holds on, continues to throw like this, you're going to hear Coach Ballard talk about leaving those 3 runners on early and setting the tone.
And Hudson Clement with the hard hit ball and a leaping or diving grab. There in center was Lohr going to his left in left center field, and what a great catch there.
That was a great play out there. The young man really plays hard, a lot of passion out there. You can see him. He came up with it, and he's still out there pounding his chest and just having a good time out there, slapping that glove, getting his team up. As long as he can keep that positive and and not a negative, then it can really lift your team up.
And Sifford now up. He hit into a ground rule double there into left field as the ball bounced and went over the fence, and it was kind of confusing for everybody there initially.
And if Lohr doesn't make that catch, that's a triple.
It definitely is with the speed of Clement. Second pitch now into Sifford after he fouled off the first one in there for a swinging strike. So 0-2 now the count. Stevens ahead here. The 0-2 delivery. That one catches the zone, and striking out looking is Sifford. On 3 pitches.
3 pitches. He's at 4 pitches this inning and 2 outs. 4 pitches and 2 outs.
Now due up for Martinsburg is Isaiah Morris. He walked there in the first inning, but then after that, 3 straight outs to end the inning. Morris now, first pitch to him, he swings and misses for strike 1.
And Stevens just starting to really get in the groove here. Working, now is when you work quick, and now when it works to your advantage.
Second pitch in there is a ball. It's in the dirt, or in the turf.
See, Stevens has his regular windup, then he has his quick pitch lined up where he just comes to the plate.
1-1 delivery, and he gets the call strike there on the edge, the outer half. Right there on the line.
It was on the outer, the batter's box line. You can see it.
1-2 delivery, 2 outs from Stevens. That one hits the body there of Hartman and bounces away.
Yeah, certainly Alderman gives a ball, a black, off the black there at times on the corners.
1-2 delivery to Morris. He swings on, hits. Great piece of hitting there, and it is going to go foul. Nearly out of here.
Martinsburg's not getting the ball to bounce their way there. That ball just goes foul. Probably a double there for Morris. Should it fell 3 or 4 feet to the left there. Good wood on the ball, but nothing to show for it. A long strike.
2 outs here. Bottom of the 3rd inning as Sifford struck out and Hudson Clement lined out into a great catch there by the center fielder Lohr. And they're going to ring him up again on the strike call on the corner to end the inning. 2 back-to-back strikeouts looking ahead to the top of the 4th inning with Musselman on top 4-0. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 60.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009 or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here. Musselman on top 4-0, scoring 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 2 in the third. Here we're in the top of the 4th inning. Due up for the Applemen is Hartman, Myers, and Miller. The 2, 3, and 4 batters.
So the storyline there is that Coach Byler took all inning long, all the between inning long to go out and speak with the field umpire, Buck Hoffmaster. I would say that had a lot to do with the strike zone here that's pretty wide from our vantage point, off the plate on the corners there.
First one into Hartman. Outside for a ball. 1-0 now the count. And fouling that one off is Hartman, but it'll go in the infield. Edwards trying to track it. He's unable to get it. It'll fall for a base hit.
Wow, so you can see at home that ball just kind of played him there, and he just didn't get under it, and it fell. We've seen last night. We've seen a couple games ago with Washington. Washington struggled with the infield fly balls there. So the first one that Martinsburg's kind of flubbed there, but
Myers now at the plate.
Batter's going, runner going,
and Sifford can't handle it coming up, and you got to think some of these things. He had the catcher's interference earlier in the ball game in the second inning, and it's just not being able to catch that often. You know, probably once every 7 days he gets to catch, or probably 5 to 7 games he gets to catch. The 1-0 delivery on the way, that one dusts him off the plate for another ball.
Let's make no doubt about it that Stiffer's a great catcher. You know, he catches a lot.
He's a great catcher. He just doesn't catch a lot during the season.
Right, yeah, I was going to say. So he, you know, with Sonovich's bat and keeping them both in the lineup, it's just a really good, it's just really good to have both those guys on your team. He just doesn't get that much alive. You know, or game time catching to keep us on, to keep their defense the best they can, their best 9 hitters in the lineup. You know, sometimes you move some guys around.
2-1 delivery on the way after a swinging strike. That one's fouled off to even the count here at 2-2, with a runner on second in Hartman, who kind of stole. Would you call that a steal?
Yeah, he stole. He you know, he had a great jump. I'm not sure if Stiffer can get him out, but it was a breaking ball. Great pitch to steal on breaking ball in the dirt. Generally doesn't give the catcher much chance, if any at all. To throw a runner out.
Called by Myers here. So Edwards was getting ready to get into the windup.
Seen Myers do that last time. You know, he slowing Edwards' pace a little bit here. So Musselman once again, no outs, and runners in scoring position, or a runner in scoring position.
2-2 delivery to Myers. That one off the plate. Sifford able to keep that one in front of him for a ball to bring the count full at 3-2.
Watching Edwards, you can see he's trying to guide that curveball. Something you can't do. You have to finish it. And now he's starting to guide it a little bit. It means he doesn't have a lot of faith or control in it at the moment.
Full count delivery from Edwards. That one outside for a ball. Walks him. Now 2 on here with no outs in the top of the 4th inning.
Martinsburg's making a lot of those little mistakes that come back to hurt you in high school games, and Musselman really hasn't had any of those, and that's why we see the score the way it is.
Well, I really think at the moment that Musselman just wants it more. You know, they can tell that they have that, you know, they're up and they're enthusiastic and they're taking advantage of.
And a hit on in to the gap in left field, and that one going up against the wall. Wilt will get it. Coming around to score now is Hartman, and now a stand-up double for Jacob Miller.
That ball's absolutely
makes it
crushed.
5-0 Musselman.
Ball's absolutely crushed, you know, Martin, you know. And again, Edwards, you know, Musselman's a free-swinging team. You can't just, you know, think you're going to be able to get up on them one strike. They swing the baseball bat. You've seen them swing first pitch a lot of times. And,
there you go, swinging first pitch there to Dylan Stevens, the pitcher. Now the count at 0-1 is the 63rd pitch, 64th pitch upcoming.
He swung while he bailed on that one.
0-1 delivery in the turf for a ball. Now brings it to 1-1 here is Edwards after a quick first inning, really. Pitch count mounting now here in the 4th inning.
Hitting's very contagious.
That one fouled off and nearly hit him. It's really inside there.
It ran in on him. It was a ball that was up that he had committed to, and as it ran in, he got the handle on it there a little bit. Big pitch here, 1-2 pitch. Edwards really needs to make Stevens hit his pitch.
1-2 delivery, and he strikes him out swinging. Come back there with the strikeout now, leaves the runners put there. Now coming to the plate is Taryn Boyles, who struck out in the 2nd inning and singled and came around to score in the 3rd inning.
You see Edwards here with 66 pitches. You know, Martinsburg's committed to Edwards tonight, it looks like, and it's going to be his job to get in there and to stay in there and take control of this and try to put some zeros on the board, let his team catch back up. At the moment, Musselman has put up runs in every inning. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, and right now 1 in the 4th with the base runners in scoring position.
That 1-0 pitch comes in and catches the corner of the zone for a strike to even the count here at 1-1.
Martinsburg's pulled the infield up, trying to stop Musselman from getting an easy RBI off a ground ball here as that ball broken for a strike.
Yeah, 1-1 pitch breaks in for a strike. Now 1-2 the count. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that one on the inner half, and he fouls that one off.
Nice job by Taryn to stay with that curveball. It was a curveball that was meant to strike him out as it was started at his hip He just kind of broke in, but he stayed with it and didn't give the umpire a chance to call him out. Fouled it off down there just outside the third baseline.
1-2 here with one out in the top of the fourth inning.
Big hole between short and third.
And the 1-2 delivery comes in and too low. Gets the ball now 2-2 to even the count.
You hear the Bulldog bench over there yelling for the umpire to call that pitch. They want it both ways, you know, if there's going to be...
One outside, good save there by Siffert.
If they're going to, you know, most, you know, coaches, they just want consistency. I think Alderman's been quite consistent tonight. He's been a little bit wide, but pretty consistent.
Full count delivery from Edwards on the way, and that one hit on past Buber into right field. Coming around to score are both base runners, Myers and Miller. Makes the score 7-0 here in the fourth inning.
Yeah, Musselman with this 9th hit of the night here. Already just one hit away from multiple hits here in the bottom of the fourth, or top of the fourth. Already, double-digit hits in the box already. Just one hit away from double-digit hits in the box here already in the fourth.
Now at the plate is Trenton Wolf. He had an RBI single his last time up and singled and had scored in the second inning.
Yeah, Wolf's really hit the ball hard both times, right back up the middle, then, you know, a really hard ground ball down the third baseline.
Oh, Musselman.
And that's the pitch that Alderman's been given, and Wolf didn't like it either, but he gives the pitch, you know.
0-2 now the count.
You know, knee high there, just off the outer edge.
In all three matchups last year, Musselman faced Caleb Edwards, and they seem to at least have a pretty good scouting report on him early on, and that definitely helps when you've seen the guy before.
You've heard Coach Hartman say in the pregame, we've seen him we've seen him last year 3 different times, and, you know, we expect the same tonight, and we have a pretty good book on him.
1-2 delivery on the way, that's in the dirt for a ball.
Not all of it has been, you know, Edwards pitching leading to these base runners and stuff. Some of it's been a little bit of the defensive mistakes, but overall they're hitting the ball pretty hard.
I was going to say, for the most part, it's just that offensive attack, and it's going to be a tough one for Buber.
To Buber. Buber will get the out there at first over to Morris, so we're now at 2 outs. Top of the fourth inning, but Musselman on top 7-0. 1 run in the first, 1 run in the second, 2 in the third, and 3 so far here in the fourth with 2 outs and a runner on second base.
And it seems like, you know, even if you're not necessarily hitting singles all the time and stuff like that, if you're just putting the pressure on the defense, and eventually the balls are going to get through, because, I mean, this isn't Major League Baseball. Not everything is a routine play.
No, and we're seeing production up and down the line, you know, for Musselman.
And Shockey hits it over to Clement at short, and he throws over to Morris to complete the third out of the inning, but not before. Musselman adds 3 more in the top of the fourth inning, leads 7-0. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth inning. After this 60-second break, you're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch!
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road.
As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Heffley, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Heffley has such a great reputation in this community.
I ride with Heffley Motor Company, so you should too.
Back to P.O. Faulkner Park here. Musselman on top 7-0. Martinsburg at the plate as Buber is up. He lined out to left field his first time up.
Stevens is throwing his 60th pitch there.
That one swinging and missing. Is Buber now 0-1 the count.
And Edwards is at 79, so we probably will see some bullpen action out of both teams here before night's up, unless they get very efficient here in the next couple innings.
that breaking ball doesn't really break and brings the count even at 1. And fouling that one off is Buber.
I was telling talking to Nick there in the break, pregame before the Hall of Fame started up and the sort of delay in the start, I was in the dugout talking to to Dylan and a couple of Musselman guys, and they were in the zone, and
fouling that one off.
And I told Dylan's dad, Andrew, when I was talking to him, I said, those guys are in the zone in there, and I said, probably it's going to be tough for them to hold that, that concentration, that level there during this Hall of Fame. It's probably a negative for them.
1-2 delivery to Buber, and that breaking ball breaks in for a strikeout on the corner. Potentially questionable call there.
Yeah, he broke kind of down and in. But anyway, I was talking to his dad, and I said, they're going to have to, can they stay in that zone? Can they stay locked in like that through this extended Hall of Fame period? It's probably a disadvantage, but they appear to have stayed in that zone, and they are attacking Martinsburg at every offensive, defensive, running bases.
Canby swings right through that one, 0-1 the count. He flies that one out to short left field, coming in on it, and the ball drops as the left fielder tries to make the catch.
So you see the home plate umpire go out. He has that catch, unlike the Washington game where, we had that issue with that play, but home plate umpire Alderman went out. And
he did make the catch?
No, he didn't make the catch. He's going back to drop his gloves off, but he was out there showing that there's no catch. So everybody knew as that, broke that confusion. But Taryn Boyles lost it here in the lights there, and when it went off the bat, it didn't look like he had a good beat on it.
No.
And then he come in and just didn't quite.
But a double for Canby here after a strikeout. First pitch now into Lupus is a ball. 1-0 now the count, and maybe this could be the rally that Martinsburg needs. You got to get another guy on here. But first hit after since the first inning.
At some point in time, they have to start chipping away at this lead, or they won't be able to, they won't have enough outs left to catch up.
One again into Lupus is a ball to even the count here make the count 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
3-0.
Yep.
That one catches the zone now, 3-1.
Martinsburg's still in a situation where they can continue to play their style of baseball. Still got plenty of at-bats.
Lupus swings right through that one for the second strike. Now brings the count full at 3-2.
But as this game wears on, if they don't chip away and get within a few runs, they'll have to get into catch-up mode, which would slow them down on the bases and have them, running station to station to not get any outs.
That one, though, low and inside, and it'll walk and put two men on for the leading RBI man on the Bulldogs, Matt Sonovich.
So the miscue out there in the outfield, losing the ball there in the lights, sometimes is really, you just need something to get you going, just one break to go your way, and that's the first probably break that Martinsburg has gotten tonight.
Sonovich at the plate, flew out in the second inning to center field. That one in there for a ball, now 1-0 the count.
Martinsburg certainly needs to, to get a couple of these runs in here to make this a game, and they need to continue to work and be patient and try to get Stevens to continue to get that pitch count up, and look to try to get to their number two guy there in the bullpen.
1-1 is the count. He swings through that one now to make it 1-2. Sonovich looking for something to drive here, as he has mentioned before, leading RBI man on the Bulldogs with 22. The 1-2 delivery on the way, fouled off the helmet of the catcher.
Yeah, Hartman took that one right off the nugget. Umpire's going to let him walk it off a little bit, but Musselman's got to be hungry. Their season ended on this field last year in the sectionals in a game that was winnable, and they had a lead and they let it go, and Martinsburg come back, and then from there Martinsburg went on to take that momentum from that win and go on and win go over to Hedgeville and win 2 games. But it was a do or die game for both teams. Musselman had Martinsburg on the ropes, and Martinsburg come out in the winning end of it.
1-2 delivery there, and that does not catch the corner to bring the count even at 2.
And a lot of these guys that were on the field remember that taste, and they're very hungry tonight.
And Asanovich swings right through that one to strike out. Now the 8th strikeout of the night here for Stevens.
Slanovich helped him out there. That ball was up. And
coming to the plate is Paulson, who struck out his last time up.
Joseph Paulson.
There's that fastball that runs in a bit. Look for him to work back out now, as Hartman had set up a little bit in and went in and up. But Hartman may work out now.
1-0 delivery on the way, fouled off. Comes right back down off the netting, and Hartman able to see it and catch it.
Should be an out. Didn't hit the ground.
That rule we don't agree on.
Okay.
Or I wouldn't agree on.
You do agree.
We talked one last night.
Yeah, don't bring
that one
that up.
Inside, and that catches the corner, and Paulson looking down there like to Coach Byler.
Coach Byler shaking his head there. Paulson shaking his head as that ball was, just on the inner half.
1-2 count. That one strikes him out to end the inning, and strike zone not looking good here for the Bulldogs, as that is the 9th strikeout of the night for Stevens. Down go the Bulldogs, and we'll head to the top of the 5th inning with Musselman up 7-0. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Comes Coach back.
Hi, I'm Sally Hardy. I am asking you to re-elect John Hardy to the West Virginia House. John is my husband of 24 years and an amazing dad to our daughters. I am proud of this hardworking man who runs a successful business, gives back to the community, and is our valuable delegate. John Hardy is a man of values with a heart of service, and he cares about moving West Virginia forward. Re-elect my husband, John Hardy. Visit Delegate John Hardy on Facebook.
Paid for by candidate.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Faulkner Park here on this Friday night EPAC showdown between Martinsburg and Musselman. Musselman on top 7-0 here as we head to the top of the 5th inning. With the 9-1 and 2 men due up here. Rutherford leading it off. He had a sac fly in the 3rd, and it was hit by a pitch and left on base in the 2nd inning. Came into the game hitting 300.
Yeah, we're desperately needing to put a 0 on the board for Musselman's offense here for the first time tonight, as they've scored in every inning, the first 4 innings.
First pitch now to Rutherford is low, nearly in the turf for a ball.
Just Martinsburg's just getting out hit tonight, and it compounds when you feel like you're not getting, the calls at the plate, when they seem to feel like they're, going one way and not the other. And I think that's the argument that Coach Ballard made in between innings is, let's just have it both ways, would be my guess.
That one in there for a strike, even at the count of 1. Swinging through that one to get ahead for Edwards now. 1-2 the count here with no outs here so far in the top of the 5th inning.
Yeah, regardless, you have to, getting lots.
That one strikes him out, and Martinsburg seems to finally get that on the pitching side, because they weren't getting that. They were getting it when they were hitting.
Well, Caleb,
for the negative, but now finally
Caleb
for the positive.
Caleb found that spot there, that Dylan Stevens has been exploiting, just a little, maybe just a half a ball off the plate or whatever, however you want to call it, but it's been consistently just, able to extend that strike zone a little bit.
That one fouled off.
And Dylan's been able to get that called strike, so Caleb exploits that. It could also come a little bit, as coaches come down and say, hey, sirening, let's just give us that pitch as well. And, that could be in Mr. Alderman's mind. And
0-1 delivery, and that one seemed a little outside, but that catches the corner of the zone for a strike. Now 0-2 as Edwards is ahead of the count.
Pretty sure that one caught the white line in the right-handed box.
0-2 delivery fouled off now.
Forced the Lord to extend the strike zone there, so maybe the visit from Coach Brawler in the mid-inning there may have said, hey, extend the strike zone for us when we're pitching.
0-2 delivery there outside for a ball in the other batter's box to bring the count to 1-2 here.
And not that makes a difference, you know. You can come down and you say those things, but you know these umpires are human beings, you know, and you know, they want to be fair. Don't get me wrong. So you know that's all you do is you come down and say, hey, make it fair. And the umpire says, you know, I'm doing the best I can do. That's all you ask for.
1-2 delivery there, fouled off again here as Lohr is battling.
Bohr's got both toes on the line, and he is guarding that plate. He wants to make sure he can get that outside pitch should Caleb go out there, as he is really up on that plate, and Sifford's setting up out there.
That one fouled off again.
You know, that's what you do. You adjust. You know, you can complain, but complaining doesn't get you anywhere. You got to compete, you know, and Lohr's says, you know, if he's going to call that pitch out there, you know, maybe a half a ball or so off the plate, I'm going to get my toes up on there. And you can see he is almost has feet out of the box as he is really guarding, and Sifford's going out there again.
1-2 delivery on the way from Edwards. That one is high and outside there in the other batter's box for a ball. 2-2 now the count.
And at this point, Sifford has to give some info back to Coach Zarnecki and say, hey, he's up on the plate, let's go in, you know, because he's not going to be able to handle that pitch that's on the inner half because it's, you know, it would nearly hit him. He could almost be hit by a pitch here and be called a strike the way he's over the plate.
2-2 delivery on the way. That one hit on into left field, and that is going foul. Very close to being fair there, but foul.
If our camera can see him in the box, you can tell that Lohr's not going to allow, you know, the umpire here to call him out on the outer half because he's going to guard that outer half.
Yeah, John had a great shot of it earlier. And, I mean, his toes are on the line, like you said, Tripp.
Yeah, so. He's not going to allow. After he got that pitch called off the, you know, off the outside edge for the lefty there, he really moved it up in there and said, you know what, then what we're going to do, we're going to adjust. And hats off to him, and hats off to Caleb and Sifford for exporting it, you know, and learning the strike zone by the umpire and using it to your advantage.
2-2 delivery from Edwards. That one brings the count full now at 3-2, and obviously needs to. If you're Martinsburg, you need to get the strikeout here.
You need to get an out. Yeah, you need to show, you know, Lohr, that we're not going to allow you to.
Full count delivery, and that one's outside, and that'll walk him. Send him down to first base.
That was a great at bat by Lohr to, you know, to hang in there and to battle after what he felt like he got, you know, the wrong end of a call there to adjust. And you know, and again, you know, don't know a lot of phone calls and Facebook posts and all stuff about.
9 pitch at bat.
We have a wonderful view tonight right above it, and it's been, you know, has it been wide in our opinion, which means nothing? Yeah, it's been slightly wide, but, you know, has it been consistent? You know, because Musselman sent more batters to the plate at different times, and, you know, they seem like there's calls like called strike threes that kind of went against them. You know, it's basically been out there, you know, both ways for the most part.
Baden Hartman at the plate, first pitch to him after Edwards checked the runner at first. That one in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 now the count.
I think some of it goes back to what you mentioned earlier about Musselman being a little bit more focused and adjusting on the fly opposed to maybe complaining about the zone.
And a hit and run there, and that'll drop in to left field for a base hit. Moving over to second is Lohr, and another single. Got to be thinking Martinsburg may put somebody up in the bullpen now. 93 pitches for Edwards. As Myers comes up, and he came around to score his last time up, grounded into a 4-3 ground out in the second inning after flying out to center field in the first inning.
Yep, Myers has the ability here, like I said earlier, to go deep. And
he swings and misses on the first pitch.
Lots of power in that swing, but that was a kind of an excuse me swing there. And great pitch there by Edwards as he is nearing that 95 pitch mark.
The 0-1 delivery, and that one catches the zone for a strike to get ahead 0-2 here with one out and runners on first and second here as Musselman has a 7-0 lead in the top of the fifth inning, scoring 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third, and 3 in the fourth. Looking to add more here with runners on first and second, but Edwards wants to have something to say about that. The 0-2 delivery here with one out. That's fouled off into the dugout and into the glove off the deflection there.
Jacob
Heads up play in the dugout.
Jacob Miller's already taken one off that helmet there near the face area, and there he is on deck, and he had to bail out of the way of that one. He was about to take another one, it looked like.
The 0-2 delivery coming from Edwards. That swung on and missed for the second strikeout of the inning. It's Edwards now at 5 strikeouts on the day. 2 up now is Jacob Miller, who hit a 2 RBI double his last time up. And he's got runners on first and second. Could do it again here.
He's been hot, yeah. And he had a big base hit last night up there at Stonebridge against a quality team up there. He's hit the ball hard, hit by a pitch, doubled the last time. So, after you get hit by a pitch sometimes, like I say, you get a little nervous, but he stood right back in there and drove the baseball.
First pitch to Miller is low and in there and outside for a ball. Sifford trying to pull that one into the zone to frame it.
2 outs. Musselman's going to be going on contact and a tremendous amount of speed on the bases and smart base runners, so anything in the gap could turn this into a 9-0 ball game real quick.
1-0 delivery from Edwards, swinging and missing at what likely could have been a ball is Miller.
Similar to the pitch that
But
hit.
again, it's kind of hard when you have as wide of a strike zone as there is. You kind of got to play defensive there, and you got to swing.
That. You said that.
The 1-1 delivery on the way and foul tipping into the mitt of Sifford there to bring the count to 1-2. All I said was a wide strike zone.
I think what more likely happened is he saw a high fastball and got excited.
Yeah, I think he got excited. It was almost like similar to the one that hit him in the face earlier. He thought, I'll just hit this one.
1-2 delivery from Edwards. That one fouled off right on top of us.
Shook the camera up.
Yep, right into the living room there.
There you go. At the plate is Jacob Miller. Edwards now
scared Spencer. Did you see him jump?
Nah, I didn't.
Pitch 102 coming up here from Edwards, likely to be his last inning.
I think he peed himself.
1-2 delivery, 2 outs from Edwards. That one does not catch the zone. Byler not happy about that one.
Yeah, the Martinsburg fanfare not happy about. And now umpire Buck Huffmaster's warning, I believe, Caleb Edwards on that, and Caleb's kind of smiling it off. Yeah, he didn't like that call at all. Felt like it's been a strike there throughout the night.
2-2 delivery, 2 outs, and he gets the strikeout there to end the inning.
Oh, my. I'm not sure.
We'll head to the bottom of the 5th inning with Musselman up 7-0. Martinsburg trying to put a dent into this lead. We'll head again to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're back in 60 seconds.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Hartman, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Hartman, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here. Bottom of the 5th inning. Martinsburg trying to do something here. 9-1 and 2 hitters due up for the Dogs. Edwards, Clement, Sifford. Maybe we see no, Edwards is going to hit for himself here. Was thinking we potentially were going to see a pinch hitter.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, Edwards is more than likely going to, be replaced on the mound here soon. Possibly. I mean, maybe he's going to be replaced by Morris. Looks like Morris might have been warming up over there as he took off. Morris is getting his glove on, headed out behind the dugout there. So that would be a straight swap from first to pitcher, and it wouldn't be very taxing on Caleb's, sore hamstring there either. So that may be the route that Coach Bowler is going to go here at the end of his as Caleb hits his max pitch count there.
Edwards now at the plate, as I mentioned. He struck out in his only other plate appearance in the second inning. Martinsburg has so far struck out 9 times at the hands of the pitcher for Musselman, Dylan Stevens. First one in there to Edwards is a strike. 0-1 now the count here.
Yeah, Edwards is at 104, so I doubt very seriously you'd bring him back out for a few pitches. Stevens just threw his 83rd, 84th
0-1
pitch
delivery. In there for a strike on the corner, and consistency to an extent we're seeing tonight.
That last pitch to Jacob Miller.
The 0-2 delivery there, swinging through it is Edwards. He's not happy walking back to the dugout.
Yeah, it just gets magnified when you're having when the other team is hitting the baseball and you are having an off night at the plate with hitting, and just gets magnified again to the losing side. But that last strikeout pitch that Miller took the end of the inning was as questionable as any. So that went the other way. But it could be a little too late now, as it's already 7-0.
First pitch into Clement in there for a strike. Seemed a little low.
I could be wrong, but I thought that bounced. So I don't know how that was a strike.
Well, home plate umpire called it a strike, so I guess that's all that matters. And hit there to the first baseman, Myers. Myers just has to walk a few steps and tap the bag, and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning as Martinsburg down now to their final 7 outs.
And the thing about this at the moment, you can't not say that Musselman hasn't dominated, regardless of, we talk about whatever, but at the end of the day, they have dominated, to this point. And in what you have to look at there is, Tuesday is the seedings.
Yeah.
And, to win a tight one here, maybe not change many minds, but if they continue down this pace.
1-0 pitch in there, and that catches the zone for a strike.
And are able to shut Martinsburg out, or put up any more runs, or just win at 7-0 at the point right now, it would really.
And another strike there, bring the count to 1-2.
And it's really going to stick in the voters' minds if they dominate this game and win, walk off and win this thing 7-8-0.
That one fouled off.
Yeah, even if you feel like the zone has been controversial, it's been controversial for both teams, and Musselman getting hits, and really Martinsburg isn't, so nothing really you can blame on
1-2 delivery. That nearly hits Clement.
Martinsburg had a huge game against, Washington. They were up for that game. You could see that they, were up for it. Momentum, felt like they were, winning the whole game, dominating the whole game down there in Washington. And against a great Washington team came out last night. Coach Bowler said he wasn't tremendous, he wasn't, absolutely 100% happy with that performance, but they got the job done.
Full count pitch here, 2 outs to Sifford, and that one fouled off, nearly hitting the indoor hitting facility.
And they're flat. let's just say Martinsburg's flat tonight for the first time in a long time.
First time in a long time, and, they had to wait around that extra 30, 45 minutes during the ceremony, and then waiting to get it there and fouling off.
And what I thought would be a negative for Musselman coming in here, getting off the bus, getting warmed up, and then having to set back down. They actually took IO at home, and they actually hit in their own cage and came here knowing it was Hall of Fame night. So it was, hours since they'd seen a pitch.
Full count delivery. That is popped out into left center field. Camping under it is Lohr. He'll get that for the final out of the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll head to the 6th inning with Musselman up 7-0. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back at 60.
A Honda is more than just a vehicle. It's a gateway to spring adventure. Start your adventures with Honda, the brand owners are calling the most fun to drive. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 0.9% APR on a 2022 Honda HR-V and a 1.9% APR on a 2022 Civic or Accord. New vehicles are arriving daily at a local Honda dealer.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic SI 2021 ACSI survey of customers rating the performance of their own automobiles.
Finding the right home can be a tough decision, but finding the right lender doesn't have to be. With 32 years of experience, the Mortgage Center knows how to find the right loan for you that requires little or no money down. The Mortgage Center's mobile-friendly website makes the application process quick and stress-free. And as always, you'll want to get pre-approved before you contact any real estate agent or builder. Whether you're purchasing or refinancing, call the Mortgage Center at 304-267-9040 or visit mortgagefinancing.com today.
Welcome back here to P.O. Faulkner Park. Musselman on top 7-0. A pitching change here. Call to the bullpen. Those brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company. Located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too here. As Isaiah Morris coming in to the ball game as Edwards' night is done after 5 innings. 10 hits, 7 runs, 5 of those earned, 2 walks, and 6 strikeouts on 104 pitches.
Tough night for Edwards. We've seen him on the Brett Twigg night, I believe. Was that Spring Mills, I believe?
Yep.
Dominated that night when he was injured. Spring Mills doesn't quite bring, I believe, the lineup to the plate that Musselman brings to the plate. As far as averages and up and down the lineup hitting. Musselman, seen them at Jefferson. We've seen them battle at the plate against good pitching, and tonight, these things are paying off for him here.
Coming to the plate now is Dylan Stevens, the pitcher. He struck out his last time. He struck out 2 times tonight, first inning, and 4th inning.
Stevens at 96, so we're starting to see bullpen action for Musselman down there. Can't quite see the number. Those numbers are a little hard to read.
Morris on the mound for Martinsburg. That one bounces off Sifford.
Morris coming from the left side, so maybe that'll change some things here. Maybe he can keep Musselman here at bay. As I'm trying to figure out who's out there throwing for Musselman. Can't tell. They're wearing those jerseys, but he's just in there, just in the shadow a bit.
1-0 pitch from Morris in there for a ball as he's behind the count 2-0. First inning, last inning was the first inning. Musselman didn't put up a run. So they're up 7-0 here. That pitch outside to bring the count 3-0 here. Morris maybe not enough time getting ready prior to coming in.
Whoever warmed up is coming back pretty quick.
And swinging strike there on the 3-0 pitch. Make it 3-1.
When you're at 3-0, typically don't see the green light, but with the 7-0 lead in the dominating fashion that Musselman's used tonight.
3-1 pitch there. Another strike to bring the count full for Morris pitching now for the Dogs.
Everything's pretty quiet here on the Dogs side. They need something to get them fired
Full
up.
count delivery, and striking out there is Stevens for his 3rd strikeout of the night. Now due up is Taryn Boyles, who has had 2 hits tonight and a strikeout, as well as 2 RBIs on an RBI single in the 4th inning.
Yeah. So good job there for Morris come back after a 3-0 count to work a strikeout. You generally don't see that,
First pitch into Boyles is in for a strike.
Boyle's been swinging a hot bat. He was the Journal Player of the Week there. He was in the Journal, had a couple home runs over the weekend, and it earned him some accolades with the Martinsburg Journal. So congratulations to him. Getting a night off behind the plate here tonight as he's played some left field in an unfamiliar ballpark. So, yeah.
The 0-1 pitch doesn't catch the zone, so it's 1-1 now the count. That one fouled off right in front of Nick.
Yeah.
Didn't flinch, though.
I did a little bit. Not going to lie.
At least you didn't pee yourself, though. Tinkle. Taryn's been a tough out here. I'm really impressed with the freshman. You don't generally see that out of that.
1-2 delivery there from Morris, fouling off that one over the dugout.
You don't generally see that out of the youthful play. The younger players, the underclassmen, and he's just playing very big for this Musselman team and very big part of success here tonight.
1-2 delivery from Morris, fouled off again on his 10th pitch of the in relief here.
Taryn almost let that pitch get in the glove before he decided he better take a hack at it, and rightfully so, as it was a bit off the outside plate, but has been called a strike, tonight multiple times.
One out here. Top of the 6th inning with Musselman on top 7-0, and the 1-2 delivery, that one is swung on and hit down the line. Morris over to Edwards for the second out of the inning. Back-to-back outs for the Bulldogs, getting there on the 1-3 ground out.
So Morris is getting the job done here. He's got to put some zeros up, and Martinsburg can't afford to give up any runs here, so Morris done a great job, so far coming in relief here to keep them off the board. As you see Trenton Wolf step in, who's been really hot tonight.
Yeah, two singles and an RBI. Grounded out 4-3 his last time up in the 4th inning. First pitch from Morris in there for a strike. 0-1 now the count. 2 outs. Top of the 6th. The 0-1 delivery in there for a ball.
Martinsburg being out hit tonight 10-1. That's the big story there. Musselman's bats. There's a lot of little sad
Stevens
bars
is the big story here. I believe 9 strikeouts. Mm-hmm. That one outside. Bring the count to 2-1. 10 strikeouts for Martinsburg tonight, hitting-wise, for Stevens on the mound. 2-1 delivery from Morris. That one swung on, hit into right field. Camping under it there is Wilt, and Wilt will make the catch to end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Martinsburg needs to mount a rally here. We'll see. Stay tuned to find out. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
I'm Jason Barrett. I'm running for state senate because I believe it's time to build an even better West Virginia. That starts with a less burdensome tax policy, reliable internet service, a strong education system, and a robust tourism industry. I believe this building starts right here in Jefferson and Berkeley counties.
I ask for your support and your vote in the May 10th Republican primary.
Paid for by friends of Jason Barrett.
Park here, Martinsburg down to their final 6 outs. Isaiah Morris at the plate for the Dogs. Coming into this game was hitting a hot bat and walked his first time up and has struck out in the 3rd inning, and this is only his 3rd plate appearance of the night. Shows how good Stevens has been on the mound with allowing 1 hit and 10 strikeouts. First pitch there to Morris, swinging and missing, and wanted to take that one out of the park.
And I know it seems like it's been a long time ago. We go back to that 1st inning, and it looks like Stevens is going to come unhinged there early, and he has settled in since that 1st inning.
And Morris hits a chopper down the first base line and over now to Stevens from Myers. And that'll complete the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning on a 3-1 ground out.
Nice play by Stevens to get over there. Yeah, so, when you look at how Stevens started the game, a walk to Clement and a double to Sifford and a walk to Morris, and from that point on, he has been lights out.
Boober at the plate, he swung through that first one there. He struck out in the 4th inning.
When you start off a game, bases loaded, nobody out, and you're still in the game in the in the bottom of the sixth and allowed no runs. That's a pretty good comeback and a pretty good rebound from a bad start.
Pitch comes in there for a ball. Now popping that one up to the right side of the infield. Myers under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
We're seeing Stevens up to 100 pitches. He's got 10 left. Martinsburg, can't afford to take too many pitches after they take that strike. It looks like he is going to at least live to see another batter or two. And then going to have to try to see a closer.
Canby hits that one in to left center field. Camping under it is Lohr. Lohr will make the catch to end the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning. Musselman on top 7-0. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 60.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here. Top of the 7th inning. Musselman on top 7-0. Spencer Puig, Trip Tobin, Nick Verzolini. Happy to have you with us, cameramen, tonight. John Alderton and Dylan Bishop back in the studio. Colin McLaughlin, he'll be here Monday, as we'll be back here Monday for Martinsburg hosting Berkeley Springs. Colin gets to call his alma mater, Berkeley Springs, Monday, as Martinsburg look to have a better night at the plate on Monday night.
It's not over yet. It's certainly getting there. It's getting late in the day, and Martinsburg still has to keep Musselman off the board here. We've seen stranger things happen, but it's certainly been a dominating performance by Musselman's offense and by Dylan Stevens tonight.
Morris still on the mound. First pitch now to Shockey is outside for a ball.
And again, this will play big into the seedings, but what it'll also do is it should Martinsburg, take this whooping, into the locker room tonight, it could, inspire them to regroup once again and come out. They're very streaky, and maybe this is something that'll wake them up a little bit and let them know that there's teams in the EPAC. When they bring their ace to the table, they're going to have to swing the baseball bat,
1-1 count from Morris to Shockey now. The delivery on the way. That one catches the zone for a strike. 1-2 now the count.
Morris is a different pitcher than Edwards. Spots the ball. He doesn't throw quite as hard, but it has a good curveball there. It is from the outside.
And just didn't break enough out there on the plate. Maybe at a different time in the ball game could have been a strike.
A great placement though for a 1-2 pitch. Try to get the batter to extend the zone and get some soft contact or possibly a strikeout.
2-2 delivery from Morris. That one inside now brings the count full near the knees of Shockey.
Shockey always looks confident at the plate. Young man does a good job DHing for this team. Plays first when Myers pitches and contributes. And
3-2 delivery from Morris, and that one's outside and no walking. Coming to the plate now is the ninth batter.
Looks like we're going to get a runner for Shockey, which is a good thing. I mean, he's a DH, so you could run for him here, and you could re-enter should you have to. It really doesn't affect their defense by any means. So a smart move here as we finally get the courtesy runner, number 2.
Number 2, courtesy runner. Those are courtesy of Jason Barrett for state senator, conservative fighter for Jefferson and Berkeley counties.
Brandon Barrett be my guess, but he's generally been he's number 5. Austin Moberly.
Austin Moberly, who?
Oh, because that's who he's hitting for.
Yep.
So, yeah, makes sense. Sorry about that.
Moberly over there on first, now hitting Cohen Rutherford. He's checked his swing there. Are they call that a strike?
He is a strike. He swung at it.
I thought he checked it. But he did, so 0-1 now the count from Morris, who came on a relief of Edwards. That one catches the zone again, so Morris ahead 0-2 here, top 7. No outs. Trying to get out of the inning, see if Martinsburg can mount a comeback here, down 7-0.
Jake Zittel is warming in case they need to go to him here, but so far Morris has been solid out of the pen.
The 0-2 delivery on the way. That's fouled straight up in the air as Edwards lost it again. He's not happy at all about that.
The second time tonight, the ball's got up and, up and was his call, his ball. And second time tonight, he's kind of overrun it there. This time, luckily, it was for him. It was in the
foul
territory, not on the infield as the one was earlier. So, just not his night. He can't. He's not going to have. He's going to have to sleep on this tonight and not dwell on it and move forward. Lots of big games coming up for the Bulldogs.
2 delivery on the way. That one was outside, slipped out of the hands there of Morris. Looked like.
Yeah, Morris likes to do it. A backdoor curveball on righties, and he started over here, kind of this box, and let it drift in, and hope the right-handed batter would give up on it, and he could get that called strike. That one just didn't have much break to it, didn't drive it down, didn't finish it.
1-2 delivery on the way, swinging and missing is Rutherford there. So now 1 down in the inning.
You talk about Caleb Edwards kind of having a rough night. It's the first night in
like
a month.
Come off. Coach Baller at 26 pitches here is going to do a little bit of a pitch save. He's got a doubleheader tomorrow. Maybe he's going to go to Zittel or someone here.
All right, well, we've got a pitching change. We'll take a 60-second break, and we'll get that for you when we come back. We're tuning to West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Here, pitching changes. Call to bullpen brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too. Isaiah Morris's night is done. 1 1/3 inning for Morris, giving up no hits, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Coming in now is the senior, Jake Zittel. Hit on the season so far has pitched 3 2/3 innings through 4 games. He has given up 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 of those earned, 3 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, Martinsburg's kind of in a save pitcher mode here. Doubleheader tomorrow, a game Monday against Berkeley Springs. So don't look for any of these guys to go much over 20-25 pitches. Anybody that they would to insert to not to lose a pitcher, just for a few pitches or an out or two, not to lose a pitcher for the whole weekend.
But Morris will stay in the game. He'll move to right field. Coming out will be Wilt, as Edwards is still at first. And Kyle Lohr at the plate, the leadoff man.
So that's who Zittel was hitting for, correct? So, oh no, Asanovich was hitting for him.
Yeah.
So Zittel will hit in Logan Wilt's
that one
spot.
hit on into center field. Canby moving over, and he'll get the out there. So 1 pitch, 1 out. So now 2 outs in the inning. But 1 pitch, 1 out there for Zittel.
Yeah, center fielder to center fielder there, because, we're probably looking at 2 of the best center fielders. Wobnitz's over at Jefferson as well. But these, of course, you can't leave out Herndon, I mean, the EPAC is loaded with great hitting center fielders. So, great job there.
Hartman due up to the plate now. He has reached base a few times, an RBI single in the second and a single in the fifth. Yeah. First pitch into him is a ball, 1-0 now the count here. 2 outs, 7-0 lead for Musselman.
Yeah, then you think about center fielder, Kobe Smith at Washington, Rue West at Hedgesville. There are some great tracking center fielders in the EPAC.
1-0 delivery, throw over, and they got him to end the inning. What a great pickoff there by Sifford at the plate over to Edwards, and that'll end the inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Martinsburg going to try to do something here to potentially keep this game going or walk it off. Stay tuned to West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 60 seconds.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road.
As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Heffley, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Heffley has such a great reputation in this community.
I ride with Heffley Motor Company, so you should too.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl tile and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Back to P.O. Faulkner Park here. Musselman on top 7-0 as Martinsburg's due up here to their final 3 outs in the bottom of the 7th inning, trying to get back into this ball game. Spencer Dupuis, Trip Tobin, and Nick Verzolini, happy to have you with us. Cameramen tonight, John Alderton and Dylan Bishop. Back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin, happy to have you with us. It's Martinsburg now down to their final 3 outs, and the 6, 7, 8 batters due up. Lupus, Asanovich, Paulson. Lupus struck out swinging in the 1st inning, walked in the 4th inning, and this is his 3rd plate appearance. Sanovich flew out to center and struck out in his 2 plate appearances, and Paulson has struck out both times.
Dylan has had these guys' numbers all night long. See if he can continue that dominance, and finish this thing out. He's got, 5 of his 6 strikeouts here at the bottom of the lineup here. Actually, he's got
first pitch to Lupus in there for a strike. He's trying to get going early. Stevens is.
Yeah,
didn't even let the music finish.
He likes to go, especially when you're winning. You really want to go.
The 1 pitch on the way, check swing, but they're going to call it a strike. Our own plate umpire is going to call it a strike. So 0-2 now the count here. Lupus is going to have to battle. 0-2 delivery from Stevens. That is half hit, but they're saying it fouled off
his foot.
Off his foot.
He didn't seem to think so. He took off. But umpire had it called, killed the ball, and that's the end of that. So no harm, no foul. Reset.
And Stevens came in tonight 3-1 on the season, 2.73 ERA. 10 earned runs, and he struck out another guy, and that's strikeout number 11 tonight. Yeah. Martinsburg down to now their final 2 outs.
When you look at Stevens' work this week, he beat Hedgesville on Monday in a complete game, 12-0 in 5 innings, struck out 8, and here we are, and he threw minimal pitches there, 60 or 70-some pitches, and now here he is.
Sanovich
cruising.
Swings away on that one, 0-1 now the count. The 0-1 delivery from Stevens. That one is inside and high for a ball.
If he can finish this out, he could possibly be next week's Journal
he's now
player
at 108, so he's going to have to finish it in the next 2 pitches.
Well, he's got to finish
the
1-1
delivery is outside.
So we will see another pitcher.
For a ball, 2-1 now the count. And Asanovich hits that one into deep right center field, and that one will hit, and it'll bounce off the wall. Asanovich now to second base with a stand-up double.
That's hit the ball well all year. The reason why he's in the lineup, the reason why he's a DH tonight. He's got a night off catching, but couldn't keep his bat out of the lineup. So that just goes to show you how well he hits the baseball. So we're going to see
some life here for Martinsburg and another pitching change.
Looks like it might be Jacob Miller, maybe.
We will head to a break, and when we come back, we'll get the pitching change for you next. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 back in 60.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever with one-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here. Bottom of the 7th inning after a one-out double. Pitching change goes brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? I ride with them, so you should too. Coming in to pitch, straight swap from pitcher to third as Jacob Miller takes the mound and Dylan Stevens heads over to third base as Joe Paulson's getting ready to come up to the plate.
Yeah, Jacob Miller, coming in, he's got to get a couple outs here and finish this off. Martinsburg needs to do all they can to put some runs up to make this, look as this voting comes up. They certainly want to make it look respectable, if at all possible. 7-0 getting shut out with a hit or two is not going to help that seeding. So could they put something together here, make this respectable, even if they don't come back and win it? Make this thing last as long as possible, and just pass it down to the next guy and try to turn this into a tight game.
First pitch to Paulson, and he fouls that one off on a half-hearted swing there.
Yeah. At that point, when you're down 7-0, you got to be looking one spot if you're going to swing at that point, and more than likely take. So why would you even be in that launch mode at that point?
0-1 delivery, and that one bounces and moving to third. Now is Asanovich 90 feet away from putting a run on the board.
And Musselman, they you can tell that they don't want to let Asanovich score. They want the shutout. You can see there as they want to shut this thing down.
1-1 delivery on the way. That catches the wide zone tonight for a strike.
Yep. Now you see why Paulson was ready to swing that first pitch.
Yeah. 1-2, 1 out. That one hit on into center field. That'll drop, and coming around to score is Asanovich. Some life here for Martinsburg. A 1-out RBI single for Joe Paulson.
Again, yeah. The best you can hope for now is just continue to pass it down, get it back to the top of the lineup here. You got number 9, Caleb Edwards in here. The shutout is broke, so, at this point now, Musselman's just trying to get out of it. So, Martinsburg needs to make this as respectable as possible and make a run for the.
Caleb Edwards trying to put that on ball right away as he fouls that one off. Thinking about last night when he came up to pinch hit on senior night, hit a ball into left field for a single.
Yep. And he was right on that pitch, but Martinsburg have a little life, or as Spencer would say, it has a pulse.
Home plate umpire walks out to the mound.
He's going to give Baden some time to get his thoughts here. He took one right square in the face from Mask. It's sort of a gentleman rule when that happens. If it happens the other way around and hits the umpire, generally the catcher will take a walk. He's going to come back, ask him if he's okay. How many fingers do you see as he puts his thumb up, and see where we go.
Score now 7-1. Musselman on top here. 1 out, top 7. 0-1 the count here to Edwards, starting pitcher for Martinsburg.
We need some excitement. I think Nick went to sleep.
Yeah, Nick over there, what are you doing?
I'm just looking at the cameras.
Swinging and missing there is Edwards. 0-2 the count here. 1 out, runner on first.
Camera changed when his head dropped down. His forehead hit the buttons.
0-2 delivery on the way. That one's back up the middle in double play territory. As Moberly will only get one in the.
He got them both.
He got them both, and that'll end the ball game here as Musselman wins it 7-1.
It was a tough play for Caleb. You know, he's legged out there, and he did all he could to extend that, but just glad he got down and didn't get hurt and lived to play another day as Musselman just dominated this game tonight.
Well, that will be the final here. Final is 7-1. Musselman gets the victory as they improve to 14-8 and 5-3 in conference play. We'll be back after this 2-minute break to start the post-game show. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Back in 2 minutes.
For every parent with a child entering pre-K through 7th grade,
we invite you to consider Airborne Christian Academy.
Enrolling your student in a Christian school, it's never been more affordable. With a WV Hope Scholarship offering $4,300 per year per student.
And if you've been hoping for alternative ways for your child to flourish academically while remaining true to your faith, we want to partner with you.
Check out all the details at airborne.church/school.
Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the post-game show. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Cody's Auto Body, Laddie's Bar and Grill, Trips Flooring, The Mortgage Center, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, Burke, Schultz, Hartman, and Jenkinson, the Heffley Motor Company, the Palace Lounge, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, Milestone Realty, and by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers.
So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Here on Hall of Fame night at Martinsburg High School, and we're in the Palace Lounge post-game show brought to you by Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg, with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials in a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Spencer Dupuy and Trip Tobin here. Nick Verzolini waiting on the field with cameraman Dylan Bishop to get Coach Hartman and hopefully Dylan Stevens, the outstanding pitcher tonight. We'll get into the post-game show. And Trip, what's your instant analysis after the game?
Dylan was just lights out. You know what I mean? Faced, it appears they faced 27 batters. I think Edwards was the 9th batter, so they went through the lineup 3 times. 27 batters, 10 strikeouts. You know, he's on that pace of, striking out 35, 40% of the batters that he faces. Just this huge. Started off the game, bases loaded, nobody out. He give up a single and I believe a single to Clement and a ground rule double that would have been a run for Martinsburg early, but the ball bounced over the fence. Luckily for Musselman, one of the balls that bounced their way tonight, it wasn't one of many, but and then at that point he walked. And then he fought his way out of that inning, and from that point on, he cruised. So hats off to him. You know, he made. I never thought he'd make it to the 7th after he threw all that many pitches in the first inning, but he had a lot of efficient innings after that. Strikeouts, pitch to contact, great defense out there by Lohr in the outfield. We've seen some great defense from both outfields tonight, with the Wilt making a tremendous effort out there and Canby tracking everything down, and just got out hit. I mean, Musselman came in here laser focused, and they was tired, I believe, of that kind of underdog tag they've been given, and they've talked about it. And I've know a few of them personally. My son went to Musselman up there, spent some time up there doing a lot of fall ball with these guys, and I could tell that they were ready to come in here and play. Martinsburg, though, I thought was really cruising as well. They seemed to be at really going in the right direction. Climbing that ladder since that loss to Washington, and a great time at Musselman. So at Myrtle Beach, I thought this was going to be a clash of the Titans. And it was, but I think Martinsburg just came in a little flat, and I think that's and Musselman was wired up and ready to go, and they've been looking forward to this night. And Stevens was up to the task.
Speaking of Stevens, we're waiting here as Nick Verzolini down there waiting. He's coming back. See who's he going to get first.
Stevens has the belt on, so he got the player of the game from his team.
Maybe that's
so now he's going to get
foreshadowing for what Trip Tobin's WVU Medicine Player of the Game is going to be.
Here he comes.
All right, he's coming down.
If not, we'd had to give it to the whole Musselman offense because they hit up and down the lineup, didn't they?
All right, yeah. They definitely did. And now we're awaiting. Who's going first? Looks like it will be the pitcher, Dylan Stevens, or maybe they're both going at the same time. I guess we're getting a double interview down there. We'll send it down to Nick Verzolini, who has Coach Josh Hartman and Dylan Stevens, the pitcher. Send it down to Nick.
Thanks, guys. Now down here with Musselman starting pitcher Dylan Stevens. Dylan, you threw a gem tonight on the mound against Martinsburg. It seemed like you were locked in throughout the game. What kind of went into your, game plan today?
Well, I've been thinking a lot of fastballs, and that's pretty much it. Just shut them down.
What? You knew their lineup coming in had been swinging really good bats recently, and for you to pitch like this, what do you think that does for your team, and how you guys are trying to really build a good program this year?
Yeah, they really hit the ball good. They're a really good ball hitting team, and I think when I pitch good like that, my team, they get more excited and we pull more runs on the board and we start talking a lot more.
Talk about that first inning a little bit. They get the bases loaded. Things are looking a little shaky early on, but then you shut them down. Do you think that was really what, drove your performance after that first inning, to build your confidence?
100%. After that inning, I felt like I could roll through the whole game like that.
All right, Dylan, thank you. You're the WVU Medicine Player of the Game, and good luck this week. Thank you. Now joined by a head coach of the Musselman Appleman, Josh Hartman. Coach, you talked about pregame how you had faced Martinsburg's Caleb Edwards 3 times, and you guys were able to put 7 runs up on him tonight. Do you think that really helped you guys, and what was kind of the game plan going in against Edwards?
The kids are aggressive in their bats. They did a good job putting the ball in play and making a drop, finding the holes, and they did a good job with that. Like I said, they saw Edwards 3 times last year, but most of that lineup is back from last year's team, and they were confident going in facing him today, and they did a good job with the bats.
You talked also about Dylan Stevens and how you have a lot of confidence in him when he's on the mound, and another great performance for him against another EPAC team. So just talk about his performance and what he was able to do tonight.
And he's been doing that all year. Every time he's on the mound, I know that we're going to have a chance to win a ball game. He goes deep in all the games. His pitch count is pretty much 110 every time he goes out and gets us to the 7th inning pretty much every single time. That kid's a workhorse for me, and he's done a great job carrying us all year long.
Earlier in the week, you guys were close to getting that win against Jefferson, but you get the big win tonight against Martinsburg, and that continues the success this year. And this one definitely could help come the voting on Tuesday with the recency of the win.
Sure can. Going into this game, I thought if we, when you're seeding 1 through 7, I thought if we'd win, we might have possibility at the 2. I thought if we win, we might have possibility at 4. So I think we're probably going to be somewhere in the 2 through the 4 seed. I believe. Yeah.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Back to you.
Thanks to Nick down there getting the interviews, and spoiled your WVU Medicine Player of the Game, brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. And Dylan Stevens.
Yeah, Dylan Stevens. No
Dylan
doubt.
Stevens. 6 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 11 strikeouts on 110 pitches, 76 of those for strikes. Faced 25 hitters or batters, excuse me. And Jacob Miller came in to shut the door, 7 pitches, 6 of those for strikes, facing 2 batters there in 2/3 of an inning, giving up 1 hit. But that was your WVU Medicine Player of the Game, Dylan Stevens. And now we'll get the game summary brought to you by the Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to fmiwv.com. In the first inning, top of the first inning, let's flip over my scorebook here. 1 run in for Musselman on an error, brought the runner around to score on Jacob Miller's error there, as I believe it was Hartman to come around and score. Then in the second inning, catcher's interference kind of extended the inning there, and then an RBI single from Baden Hartman brought in Trenton Wolf, and so it was already 2-0 there in the second inning. Then in the third inning, they added 2 more runs, an RBI single from Trenton Wolf, and bringing another guy around there on from the hit by pitch. And then you look in the fourth inning, 3 runs on the board for the Applemen in the fourth inning, as he had an RBI double. The pop out should have been a pop out. Edwards couldn't find it in the sky with the lights. Kind of kept going there as you got an RBI double and then a 2 RBI single. That one from Taryn Boyles, who's been hitting hot bat lately, 2 home runs last week. But that did it for the scoring for Musselman, 7 runs. And then in the 7th inning, Martinsburg finally got things going a little bit there, as after a strikeout to Lupus, there was a double from Asanovich that the outfielders really were playing in there for, and it went up against the wall. He came around to eventually score on an RBI single from Joe Paulson. But that was the game summary brought to you by Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Company. We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll wrap up the Palace Lounge postgame show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, back in 2 minutes.
Are you at risk for a heart attack or stroke? WVU Medicine would like to remind you it's important to recognize the signs and symptoms so you can seek medical attention fast. The acronym FAST stands for F, face drooping, A, arm weakness, S, speech difficulty, and T, time to call 911. If you are having a stroke, get medical attention right away. Immediate treatment may decrease the risk of disability and prevent death. This important message is brought to you by WVU Medicine.
A Honda is more than just a vehicle. It's a gateway to spring adventure. Start your adventures with Honda, the brand owners are calling the most fun to drive. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 0.9% APR on a 2022 Honda Pilot and a 1.9% APR on a 2022 Ridgeline, CR-V, or Passport. New vehicles are arriving daily at a local Honda dealer.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
See dealer for financing details. 2021 ACSI survey of customers rating the performance of their own automobiles.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome back to P.O. Faulkner Park here as we continue the Palace Lounge post-game show. And I'm just going to say one thing, Trip. You're good at making predictions, and I'll leave it at that. Here as we get into game stats brought to you by Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Buying or selling a home, call 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. We'll start with Musselman. Has 10 total hits on the evening. Laura went 1 for 3, had a walk. Baden Hartman at the plate, 3 for 4, 2 runs, 1 RBI. 1 run for Myers, a 1-for-3 night for Miller, including an RBI with 2 runs. Boyles went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Wolf went 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. Shockey went 1 for 3, and Rutherford had an RBI on the night. And Dylan Stevens, as we mentioned, the WVU Medicine Player of the Game, went 6 1/3, two hits, 1 run. One of those, that one run was earned. 3 walks, 11 strikeouts. Jacob Miller came in to shut the door. 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, and nothing else. So 110 pitches for Stevens, 7 for Miller. 25 batters faced and 2, so 27 total batters in the ball game. And now we'll go to Martinsburg. 3 total hits, a 1-for-3 night for Sifford, 1-for-3 night for Asanovich, including a run, a 1-for-3 night for Paulson, including an RBI, 3 total walks, 1 from Clement, 1 from Morris, and 1 from Lupus. Caleb Edwards on the mound for the Bulldogs took the loss, 5 innings, 10 hits, 7 runs, 5 earned, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Isaiah Morris came in relief for 1 1/3 inning, giving up a walk and striking out 2. And Jake Zittel came to finish out the top of the 7th inning, 2/3 of an inning, giving up nothing. And 104 pitches for Edwards tonight, 27 for Morris, 3 for Zittel. As he walks by here. And those were your game stats brought to you by Milestone Real Estate Group. And just some final thoughts here from Trip Tobin.
Well, I think it's going to, to come in here and beat Martinsburg, could have, like Coach Hartman said, could have, put them in the 2, put them in the 4, depending on how it was done. But to come in and dominate certainly is going to leave a lasting taste in a lot of mouths, and going to probably have some, certainly going to have a say here in the seedings as it goes forward. Tonight was a Friday night game. Spring Mills and I believe Hedgesville had a matinee today.
Yeah, they were heading down to a tournament.
Yeah, Jefferson's out of town. And so Washington's out of town, but you have your other couple EPAC teams here that were off and probably in-house watching the game there, or if not watching on TV 10 and seeing the dominating game that Musselman had. So, it's going to be interesting, as Coach Ballard said. We talked about talking about your seedings. Are they going to be able to look at the full body of work that Martinsburg's been able to put together this year, as opposed to the full body of work that Musselman's put together? Or are we the voting going to go, kind of on a one game? We're not sure, but either way, it's not a positive. It's certainly a positive for Musselman and a negative for Martinsburg. But, it was really a night that we're not used to seeing out of Caleb Edwards. And, to be a little, he's still dinged up. Don't get me wrong, he's not 100%. He goes out there on guts and blood and guts every night. So I think he's going to get, feeling better. He's still got a week and a half or so till sectional. He'll probably get shut down for the most part. Maybe, I doubt you see him go anything, deep from here on out. So, an opportunity to go back, look at, he's got plenty of film here, as has been videoed and all night long, to look at it, to see a few things, for Coach Zarnecki to look at it, and for them to kind of regroup, get back in the cage, understand they're probably going to see this Musselman team again in sectionals, and try to figure out a way to slow down that team that came in tonight that I believe, was just more ready to play, and Martinsburg was just a little flat tonight coming in. A lot of festivities. Hall of Fame night, really thought it was going to affect Musselman more as they warmed up at home, and then they came here to get loose, and then they had to get loose again after the Hall of Fame. So I just kind of thought that might have been, a negative for Musselman, but they stayed focused, and they came out. Martinsburg came up, didn't get the calls early in the game. The game started to get a little, 2-0, 3-0, 4-0 strike zone got expanded. The ball didn't hop over the fence the ball didn't stay inside the park for Sifford, cost Martinsburg a run. Ball got away from the pitcher in the first inning, cost Martinsburg a run. They weren't able to capitalize on it. And then Musselman just also had some, controversial strikes, but they hit the ball hard a couple of times, and they were aggressive on the base paths, and they played just great defense in the outfield, and coming on the winning end of this. I just think it really come down to not really, one team that's so much better than the other, as a scoreboard showed, or it kind of felt tonight, but one team was a little flat, tonight, and the other team just kind of took advantage of that at that point.
Musselman now improves to 14-8 on the season, gets a big EPAC win as voting for the region and sectional pairings is on Tuesday. Martinsburg falls to 18-7 on the season. That'll do it for the Palace Lounge post-game show. That'll for cameramen Dylan Bishop and John Alderton and Nick Verzolini, Trip Tobin. I'm Spencer Dewey saying so long. And for Colin McLaughlin, you'll hear from him in the Modern Realty Results post-game scoreboard show next. Tune in to the Sports Mix Monday. We'll have a full EPAC weekend recap, as well as we'll recap the NFL draft. We'll have a big guest on the show as well, a national guest to talk about the NFL draft. But that'll do it from here. So have a great night, everybody, and you'll hear from Colin in a few minutes.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's going to take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're going to need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Providing reliable protection since 1877, we are Farmers and Mechanic Insurance Companies. For over a century, we have been dedicated to provide dependable insurance protection and excellent customer service. We specialize in auto, home, farm, and business insurance. Our products are backed with personal, hands-on service. You can trust us to protect what matters most to you. For all of your insurance needs, there's Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Welcome in to the post-game scoreboard show, brought to you by Modern Realty Results. Larry DeMarco and his experienced team handle each and every transaction with honesty and integrity. You can visit them today at modernrealtyresults.com. Colin McLaughlin here for the post-game scoreboard show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. The game you just saw, Musselman gets the win against Martinsburg by a final score of 7-1. The Applemen now 14-8 on the year. Martinsburg fall to, I believe, 18-7. Musselman 7 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Martinsburg the 1 run in the final inning off 3 hits and 2 errors in the game. Let's look at some other Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference scores today in baseball. Earlier, final score, it was Jefferson getting a 9-1 win against Pendleton High School. They're at Doubleday Field in Cooperstown, New York, right next to the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. And also a upset victory, Spring Mills 4, Hedgesville 3. And then the last one in the Eastern Panhandle, Washington falls against Bridgeport in walk-off fashion. The Indians win 6-5 against the Washington Patriots. Those are your scores around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. Let's now get into the NFL Draft. The second round and third rounds taking place tonight after round 1 went yesterday. And we'll start off with pick 33. It was defensive end Logan Hall from Houston, to the Buccaneers. Pick number 34, the Packers got Christian Watson. Pick 35, it was the Titans selecting Roger McCreary. Pick 36, Breece Hall to the Jets. Pick 37, Jalen Petrie to the Houston Texans. Pick number 38, the Falcons selected Arnold Bikitier. Pick number 39, the Bears took Kyler Gordon. Pick number 40, Boy Math went to the Seahawks, and the Seahawks in pick 41 also got Ken Walker III. Pick number 42, it was Andrew Booth Jr., a cornerback from Clemson, to the Vikings. Pick 43, the Giants got Wan'Dale Robinson. Pick number 44, John Mechie III, the wide receiver from Alabama, went to Houston. Pick number 45, David Ojabo was selected by the Baltimore Ravens. He's a linebacker from Michigan. Pick 46, Josh Pascal from Kentucky went to the Lions. Pick number 47, the Washington Commanders selected Fidarian Mathis, a defensive tackle from Alabama. Pick 48, Jaquan Brisker to the Bears. Pick 49, Alontae Taylor to the Saints. Pick 50, Patriots got Tyquan Thornton. Pick number 51, Cameron Jurgens, went to the Eagles. Pick 52, the Pittsburgh Steelers selected George Pickens, a wide receiver out of Georgia. Pick 53, Alec Pierce was selected by the Colts. Pick 54, Sky Moore was selected by the Chiefs. Pick 55, Trey McBride went to the Cardinals. Pick 56, Sam Williams went to the Dallas Cowboys. Pick 57, Luke Gadike went to the Buccaneers. The Falcons at pick 58 got Troy Anderson. At 59, the Vikings got Ed Ingram. Pick number 60, the Bengals got Cam Taylor-Britt. Pick 61, the 49ers got Drake Jackson. Pick 62, the Chiefs got Brian Cook. Pick 63, the Bills got James Cook. And pick 64 was Nick Bonito to the Broncos there for round 2. Over to round 3 now, as that is underway. At pick number 65, it was the Jaguars getting Luke Fortner. Pick 66, Brian Asoma went to the Vikings. Pick number 67, the Giants got Joshua Ezekiel. Pick 68, the Browns got Martin Emerson. Pick 69, the Titans got Nicholas Petit-Ferry. And pick 70, the Jaguars got Chad Muma. Some picks that are left for our local teams. Pick 76 is the Baltimore Ravens. Scroll down here. The Steelers will pick at number 84. And the Commanders got pick 98. Now it looks like that is it there in the third round for our 3 local teams. So over to some Major League Baseball now, as we have some games going on in the middle of the 9th inning. So getting ready to head to the bottom of the 9th. It's the Padres leading the Pittsburgh Pirates 7-3. Top of the 9th, it is the Marlins right now on top of the Mariners 8-5 with 2 outs. Bottom of the 9th, the Red Sox are trying to hold on and beat the Baltimore Orioles. Hopefully the Orioles can come back. It was 3-0. Baltimore has scored, though, here in this 9th inning, so it's now 3-1. So the O's only down 2 in the bottom of the 9th with nobody out. Top of the 7th, it's the Astros leading the Blue Jays 10-5. Top of the 8th, it's the Angels leading the White Sox 4-1. And a final score now, the Rays beat the Twins 6-1. Bottom of the 7th, the Phillies lead the Mets the Mets lead the Phillies 3-0. Top of the 5th, it's the Braves leading the Rangers 5-1. Top of the 5th as well, the Brewers are shutting out the Cubbies 4-0. Top of the 6th, it's the Yankees leading Kansas City 3-2. Bottom of the 5th, it's the Diamondbacks leading the Cardinals 2-1. Tied in the top of the 4th between the Reds and the Rockies at 1 apiece. Top of the 1st, the Guardians lead the A's 1-0. And at 10 o'clock, it's the Tigers against the Dodgers, and at 10:15, the Washington Nationals are taking on the San Francisco Giants. We will have that game for you after this on Talk Radio, WRNR 106.5 FM, 740 AM. Over to the NBA now. Only one game going on tonight, playoff-wise. It's Memphis on top of the Timberwolves with 9:42 to go in the second quarter. Score is 34-31. Grizzlies over the T-Wolves. If Memphis wins, they win the series 4-2. If the T-Wolves win, they force a Game 7, which will take place Sunday. Over to the NHL. Last games of the season for everybody there, I believe, unless there's a couple on Saturday. There's not, so all these games are the last ones of the regular season, for these teams. Lightning lead the Islanders 4-3 in the third. End of the second, it's the Golden Knights leading the Blues, tied with the Blues now, 3-3. End of the second, it's the Wild leaving the Avalanche 3-1. End of the second, the Jets lead the Flames 2-1. 9:25 to go in the second period. The Stars lead the Ducks 2-1. End of the first, it's the Canucks leading the Oilers 1-0. Final in overtime, the Sabres lead the Blackhawks 3-2. And also final, it's the Toronto Maple Leafs defeating the Bruins 5-2. And wow, final score, the Canadiens. With the Panthers resting? Wow. The Canadiens, who have been absolutely horrible this year in the NHL, dominated at home against the Florida Panthers, who are the best team in hockey, 10-2. Final score in that one. Final score, the Red Wings, 5. Devils, 3. Capitals lose to the Rangers, 3-2. I'll get back to that one as the Senators beat the Flyers 4-2. Penguins beat the Blue Jackets 5-3, and at 10 o'clock, it's the Sharks against the Kraken, and at 10:30, the Predators take on the Coyotes. With that Capitals loss, that means they stay in that second wild card spot, and to start the Stanley Cup playoffs next week, they play against the Florida Panthers. Doomsday, it seems like, for the Capitals there, having to play the toughest team in hockey. So hopefully they're able to do well, but not that confident. At least I'm not. Maybe some other fans are, but that's going to wrap things up here on our post-game scoreboard show, again, brought to you by Modern Realty Results. Larry DeMarco and his experienced team handle each and every transaction with honesty and integrity. Visit him at modernrealtyresults.com. Again, final score, Musselman 7, Martinsburg 1. Until Monday, I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll talk to you.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda of Winchester, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mountaineer Grill and Pub, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Kent Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Modern Realty Results, and the Skinner Law Firm.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talk radio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.